Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, my favorite gamer words tonight. Today is I was gonna say tonight, so I was like, wait, it's the afternoon. Uh, so today is Friday's day. Welcome in, everybody. My dad and his girlfriend are gonna be in the basement working on projects, and that room is like right behind me. And so I'm probably gonna have to be a little bit calm, at least until I forget that they're gonna be behind me. More or less. And then I'll get like into the swing of things, and then I'll probably start like yelling and saying different crazy shit. But I'm like, okay, slight censorship is probably needed here. Uh, so no screaming the N word. Got it. Exactly that. We gotta, we're gonna watch our language here a little bit. I mean, not too much because that's lame and gay. But still, welcome in everybody for the early Friday stream. As per usual, I'm just waking up, and yeah. Also, apparently, according to chat, like I saw the very beginning when I started stream, that Shun had dropped a react. Not a react. Well, react for me possibly. That Shun had dropped another video, and it's a half an hour long. It's something about the left. I'm not sure if I should react to it or not, cause like she just dropped it, so I kind of feel like that's stream sniping. Also, the fact that like I don't know, like I kind of talked about this before. Like, I mean it goes back to like Shuan had being like react sloppa in general. However, obviously, you know, Shu react sloppa is Shu react sloppa for a reason. And so there is a poll both on YouTube and Kick. Sorry, Rumble Bros, you get cucked again as per usual. And so, um, to react to it or not, or both, because like if we get started on this relatively soon, I can probably actually get to at least one of my topics today. Hopefully, depends on how much I yap. Because I do have a variety of topics to go over. Just a matter of if we do the react sloppa, like every other person under the sun, or we go to the news. So more home math. Okay, home math is pretty good. But usually I just go based off whatever this in stream suggestions, and then I look through those and I'm like, is that worth my time for reacting? Or not say worth my time. It's not like interesting to react to. That's what by the way. Sorry. Rolled out of bed 15 minutes ago. And and different stuff like that. So there's no whole math in the stream reaction, the stream ideas. Then I don't see it. Okay, like I don't exist. I don't like watch other people's stuff generally. I usually raid and then I hang out and lurk for a little bit, and that's usually when it's not super common that I go into a friend's stream or whatever the case is, and or watch anything else unless they bug me to. So topic Shu gets one video ban for the coal she posted last time. I mean, yeah, the last video wasn't the best, but that made it really good for me. So like it worked out in that way. Um, uh, this one seems better. Maybe this is her way to like, I don't know, apologize for what it is, because it's about. Let me see if I can pull it up here. I mean, no, I mean, because if I'm gonna react to it, then like I might as well get it pulled up anyway, right? But it's something about like the cry bullies of the left and different things like that. Um, let me see here. Here we go. Hello, Shu. Stop the video playing. Start watching you yet? Okay, I have to go through, uh, foreplay first. So. There we go. Oh, that's the wrong thingy. That's that there, and then there. Yeah, there's the right thingy. Yes. Why people hate the left. And then the thumbnail had like Emeru and Denman's on it. So it's about that drama. It's about that drama. So um I assume the shoe option meant actual shoes. I vote for topics just in that case. Well, understandable. Understandable here. Uh Good day, Mall and Chat. How are you all? Well, welcome in, Mythos. I hope you're doing well. I rolled out of bed 15 minutes ago, as per usual. But Chat, how are you guys doing? I hope you're doing well today. Uh, I voted both, but I changed my mind. Just the topics, please. Okay. Well, let's see. Rumble. Sorry, not Rumble. Sorry, Rumble Bros are still being cooked. Um, I do see you. I do see you. The four of you that are over there, but still, Kick Bros. Kick Bros are failing at the poll cycle. There's not that many that are voting, but right now Shu's winning. And then both winning on the YouTube side. Okay, so Shu has officially won on the Kick side of things. Kick polls don't last very long because it's gay. But both is winning right now on the YouTube side. So that means we're probably gonna get Shu regardless. I'm doing alright? Well good. Well good. If we're doing a Shu react, then it's probably gonna be a relatively okay day. A nice fun stream. Versus the black pills that I have. Cause I have more black pills today. As per usual. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So I do want to do this one though, just because how can you look at those brown eyes, those deep chocolatey eyes, and not think, wow, I want more of these staring into my door at 2:30 in the morning. But I'll save that for I'll save that for a little bit later. I still feel like shit. I feel like feel my pulse in my guts. Oh, I'm so sorry, Delta Cross. Feel better and also throw up or shit yourself. Whichever one helps the icky feeling in your guts go away. A Supreme Court. Yeah, I woke out of bed and I saw the Supreme Court thing. I was like, okay, well, I can probably add it to today's topics at hand. And then I start streaming, somebody's like, Shoe on head, and I was like, wait, hold on. Okay, well, we have a lot of things to talk about today. I mean, I guess if we don't get around to different things, there's always tomorrow, right? I was supposed to do a collab with tomorrow. We were starting Resident Evil 5. And so we can be very, very racist against zombies, because nobody likes zombies, remember? I mean, come on. Come on, when they look like this and your door frame. Come on. You get nobody likes zombies. However, he's having some problems, IRL problems, and so that's been pushed off to start next Saturday instead. I'll watch this is infuriating. The shoe video, you mean? Or the black video? Because I mean, we'll watch the blacks. Don't worry. After all, it's the white man's burden to take care of them. Oh, oh, zombie lives matter. Resident Evil 5's a normal day in Africa. Yes. Oh, unfortunately true here. Thank you, Nerdy Texan Accountant, for being a member for 1 month now. Thank you. Yay, 1 month. Yes, yay, 1 month. Speaking of members, actually, this Sunday, at 4 p.m. Yeah, 4 p.m. sounds like a good time. I'll be doing a members only stream. So if you have Yakub Strong a Soldier, I was like, what's the name of my own memberships? I don't even remember them. Goddamn, I have too many of them. That or higher, then you get the members only streams. So that will be Sunday. That will be Sunday 4 p.m. EST. And I still have to figure out what we're doing, but it is members only. I will try to make it relatively interactive for you guys in chat that are there for the members only stream. That way it's you know better for you guys. A little bit better for you guys. That way. So right now I'm leaning towards playing CS:GO, not gonna lie. I don't know how I'm gonna be able to make that like interactive with chat. Because like as far as I'm aware, it's like through stream friends, and no offense. I'm not friending a bunch of people. They don't need to see my furry porn stash games on my Steam list. But I kind of want to play. I want to shoot people, not going to lie. I thank you, Michael Doberman, for the $2 videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Love the intro. Hopefully you up your mic volume. No, Trium offered to do it the other day, and I was like, I'm busy. I'm sorry. But no, I knew need to do that because I actually figure out what the fuck's going on with it. I'm like right at the mic. I'm like about to bite the fucking mic. I'm trying to be like more aware about that to see if that's my problem. If I'm just like moving too much, since I have been staining a lot more and like just like being more fidgety in my chair. So, thank you, Von Felsen Brat, for the $5 videos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. How much money do I need to throw at you in order to get an FOE Remains playthrough? It's free on Steam. I don't know what FOE is. I'm not really good with acronyms. You gotta spell it out for me like I'm 5. I'm not even joking. Also, I mean, there's a variety of factors at hand. Okay, let me Google this. FOE. The fuck is this a pony game? This is a fucking pony game? Bruh, you Fallout Equestria. Oh, dude, you know how expensive that would be for a pony game thing? Okay, how long is it? How long is this game? 30 plus hours. For with some players reporting up to 50 hours, dude. Listen, I'll obviously, if you are a oil baron and you want to fund the game yourself, that's all on you. But that's something you're definitely gonna have to get chat the rally behind for how expensive that's gonna be. It's a pony game. It's a 2D shooter roguelite thingy that looks like it's dystopian as fuck, and it's like between 30 to 50 hours. That's gonna take for fucking ever to get through. Listen. So, if you're serious about that, let me know. I'm sure there's probably a few people in chat that you can get the rally behind this game. Keep in mind that there's gonna be a few games before it, so it's probably gonna be like end of the year, if not next year, before we actually get to playing it. What's today? We're almost like through February, so yeah, it's probably gonna be like end of the year before we even get to a 4th game, right? So keep those different things in mind. To be fair, Fallout Equestria is the best version, as then you get the murder ponies in the brutal fashion. Fun for everyone. It's still a pony game. Like, with 30 to 50 hours. Let's like, yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty penny. That's gonna be a pretty penny. You'll know you'll end up doing eventually. No, listen, I am a cheap whore, but I'm a whore nonetheless, okay? And so therefore, I demand cash stuff into my bra, not my panties, because that's gonna give me like an infection or something like that. But I still demand cash, okay, to do various things. And if it's anything related to fucking ponies, and it's not Arch having a gun to my head, that's gonna be a pretty penny. Speaking of which, sounds like something Arch would force you to play. Yes, that's the problem. Oh, thank you, Father Joe II, for the 50 warp tokens. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you, Nerdy Texan Accountant, for the $4.99. It's okay, Amal. We already know your love of milking farm. It cannot be any weirder than that. How about you die? And thank you, Gary Coleman, for the $5 videos. They don't want you to know, but the targets that enter the house are free practice. That is true. If somebody breaks into your house, well, castle doctrine, baby. I don't care if it's actually illegal in your state or where you live. Castle doctrine, baby. That's the spirit of the matter. Yeah. Can I anti-fund something? I mean, sure. I'm not going to complain about that, actually. Only the bronies will be happy with that one. Yeah, I know that's the problem. But hey, you know what? Money is money. So therefore, hmm, if that's what I receive money for, but and thank you, Morgan LeFou, for the $4.99. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Jamal's a fake gamer. Yes, I thought that was a well-known fact. I'm a fake gamer girl. I can go ooh ooh RXD. You know, and I have a nice fancy PlayStation controller. And you know, I can put the P.E.P.E hoodie on and the cat ears. But at the end of the day, I am a fake gamer girl. So, you need to start putting a gun to Arch's head, make him do what you want, which will be just as bad. See, the thing is, like, I don't even really want Arch to do anything. Like, here's the problem that, like, afflicts me in all areas. Is the fact that I'm not very creative or clever. And I like to keep to myself. And just kind of do my own thing. And so when it comes to, like, interacting with other people, I'm just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what would torture Arch. I know he hates horror games. I think he said Outlast is a game that he refuses to play. So I mean, that'll probably be like something that would be nice to force him to do, or you know, something along those lines, right? But I know Dawn of War 3 was finally funded, thank God. But like, that was a fund that he was very reluctant to do. But it's still been funded. It's just gonna take 2 years to get to it. But I don't know. I don't know. She's appropriating my culture. Good. Suffer here. Arch is funny, but a quite clever man. He has age and a bunch of daughters. Yes. Yeah, he knows how to use them. That's for sure. Actually, I probably shouldn't say use them in the case of daughters. Because that just sound very weird. But then again, he is a man that's twice my age that likes to force me to do things like read smut books. Oh, that reminds me. I had to buy the 3rd book of Milking Farm sometime. He hasn't really told me a date when we're gonna be doing that stream. And so, like, yeah, I need to figure that out. Last thing I want is be like, yeah, Mal, we're doing the 3rd book, like, in 2 days. And I'm like, oh, wait, hold on a second. I haven't even read it yet. I hate that Swede. On the bright side, the vampire campaign should be starting relatively soon. And I'll be in the Archcast probably tomorrow. So, you know, there's that. There's that. Sorry, I'm putting my nose condom on because I feel myself becoming stuffy now that the door is closed. Thank you, C. Thomas Peasant, for the $5 with those. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A $5 for the FOE fund because the funny must not run, not walk. Okay, well, I'll note it down, but I won't actually make a fund. Just like, I need to actually figure out how much it actually be, and I actually want to see if it's. I want to pull an Arch and be like, okay, is there actual people that want me to play this? Because if it's just 2 people who are doing it, it's obviously not like a high demand item. Here. So, plus, unlike Arch, I don't have a community. I don't think most of my community's full of Bernies now, do I? So, I feel like if I play that, that's not going to be exactly good for my reputation. Not like I have a really good reputation in general. But more will make that even worse. Fallout, Equestria, the main. And just because I am a nice lord, I will put the other $5 redues that Von Helsing put down But like I said, this is not like it's not official fun, but it's sure that way your money is not completely wasted, but no promises. There's other games though on there that have more promise. Uh, uh, you don't have one except for the jar. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That's very very true. Oh, thank you, Yukon Hunter, for celebrating your birth. Your 9 months even birth. Well, thank you. You welcome Yukon Hunter into the world, everybody. Oh, he's such a young child, and he has, and even though he was just born, even though he's just born, his cries say that bronies are cancer. And yes, I agree with my child. Bronies are in fact cancer. So please. And that includes the Swede, yes. There. Speaking of people being subjugated for 9 months, have I missed anybody? Yes, Clergy. For 6 months now. He's getting close. We're finally entering the 3rd trimester. And see James for 3 months. We're now entering the 2nd trimester today. Dimes82 has been born as well. I can't wait, or is that on the other day stream? Might have gone that other day stream. Either way, thank you, you guys. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So far, your reputation somewhere around racist YouTuber? Racist, so I agree. YouTuber? I'm not a YouTuber. But I have a feeling I don't have a say in this charge, now do I? Oh, oh my fucking god, Felsenbrot. What the fuck's wrong with you? I heard lots of giggling, but I didn't hear a price point for the pony game. This goes towards said price point. I mean, thank you for the fucking shackles. Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, now I guess I have to put a price point. My fucking god. I mean, thank you, but also fuck you. Well, why? What? You guys, always, like, make me hate. Like, I should be very, very happy that, like, there's 100 shekels being placed in my lap, you know? What is there to actually complain about 100 shekels? But for some reason, somehow, you guys manage to, like, always make it so that, I see that, I'm like, oh my god, what did you guys do? Like, what's this gonna be used for against me now, actually? It really is free. God damn it. If it at least was... The fuck is this shit? Is that like Rainbow Dash? Skull? So I'm looking this up on Steam, and it's just like, oh my god. What is this shit? What is this shit? It's a pony game, but still. Or just say no. I can't say no when money is being thrown. 100 shekels. That makes it really hard to refuse. Okay? Okay, let me do some fucking math here. Let me do some math and entertain yourselves, chat. The woman has to fucking think. It's hard to think. Okay. 40 hours. Uh, 50. Yeah. Okay, now I'm at the point where in my mathing calculations where I'm like, okay, let's see. Do I want to be unreasonable because I don't want to play the game? This is the pony game? Or do I want to be only slightly unreasonable? Because being completely unreasonable is mean. So while I'm doing so, I will thank Jizuki Taizago for the fucking 100 shekels over on Rumble. Jesus Christ, dude. Like, Jesus fucking Christ, you guys are way too generous today. Oh my god. And like, stop. I thank God it's not at least for a game and for the pony game though. See, you're now see. Be more like Rumble bros, YouTube bros, okay? One, it's over on Rumble, and so YouTube's not YouTube. And two, it's not for a horrible game. See, Jizuki Taizango, you're now my favorite Rumble bro. In fact, I like you more than any of the YouTube bros. Thank you for this. No homo, no socialism, but thank you. Thank you. Salutations. Like to see you stream while I'm not asleep playing Windrose demo right now. Take care and hope to see you and Arch games together. More games are wonderful. You see the non-woke ones. Well, he's gonna make me play Command Modern Operations here sometime. I don't know when, because Arch. And he says he's gonna be doing something, playing it for 6 months. Bare minimum. To a year. But yeah, I mean, it would be nice. I mean, it was fun bullying him when he was playing that one pony game. See, it's fun when I was watching Arch play it and I was bullying him when he was playing the pony game, not me playing the pony game here. So, you know, there's a difference there. There's a difference. So, you have a genetic excuse to be completely unreasonable. Would you rather money go to worse horror games than all? Like SCP Containment Breach? The fuck's SCP Containment Breach? Oh my god, the fuck is this? It's a horror game. I see. It's a weird fucking horror game. I don't know how I feel about this. Do you mean like worse as in like scarier or like worse as in it's just a bad game? Oh, So, okay. I guess I'll make it since the chat is saying to be unreasonable. I'm not gonna make it 5,000 unreasonable. That's too far. That's too far even for me. But I'll make it 2K. There we go. A nice solid 2K. Why 2K there? Once again, it's a pony game. I don't want to play it. I don't think chat really wants me to play it either. So I feel like that's unreasonable. If this gets funded way too fucking fast, I'm gonna have to raise my rates. And I'm not gonna be a cheap whore anymore. So chat, remember this. Remember this. The faster you fund something, the sooner I have to raise my rates, and the less cheap I'm gonna have to be. So how have you not heard about Containment Breach? I mean, I've heard of SCP before. I didn't. Is that like the full thing? And I don't really know anything about SCP, to be honest. I've heard like it's popular, but still. I don't know. I don't know. What's funding looking for FNAF? Or not, honestly, FNAF has been abandoned. Other than you, Shrederator, a lot of people are not funding that. Which is fine with me. Let's see here. Yeah, we're still a bit off between bleh. We're still a bit a ways from FNAF being funded. So let's see here because we have 13 Sentinels that'll be starting soon. TM. I've been holding off starting it, even though it's been funded for a while, because I have the collab with Temp to play Resident Evil 5, and since it's a big game with lots of story, it's pretty story heavy. I don't want this to be like I don't want it broken up a whole bunch because I want to be able to remember these different details that go ahead. Um, with it. So I'm kind of holding off probably until after Temps and Lab gets done. Maybe we'll see about that because I do kind of like playing games on Wednesday, so I'm gonna have to figure out what to do for Wednesday. The nice break in the middle of the week there. Shadow of the Colossus has been funded, so that'll be next. And then after Shadow of the Colossus, Delta Cross keeps telling me it's going to be Bioshock, but Bioshock technically hasn't been funded yet, so therefore, we'll see. We'll see. The Alien Isolation still has a fund, Silent Hill 2 still has a fund, and FNAF still has a fund. Also, Deus Ex still has a fund. So we have lots of games to choose from, chat, other than a pony game! Seriously! Speaking of which, Azuki, if you do want to put that 100 shekels to a game, let me know. Ah. Forgot the name, but Paper Dragons? I don't know what that is.
Is it the Jews? I'm assuming it's
what
always
was
the
Bioshock
Jews.
at again? 1,000. 1,000. So. Oh, for fuck's sakes. Well, speaking of FNAF, Grousey comes in with just simple FNAF. No message other than FNAF. Didn't even make anything clever. I'm disappointed in you, Grousey. I expected better from you. Other than simple FNAF. Especially for 40 shekels, but I will add your 40 shekels to FNAF there. Still a long ways away, but nonetheless, we are $40 closer. So, okay. Go. There we go. And thank you for the shekels. Thank you for. I'm being a little bit ungrateful because you're throwing it to games that I don't want to play, and I feel then that makes me feel bad. But I have to remember to be nice. Put my money to Overlord 1 and Overlord 2 fund. Either one's fine with me. Okay, one of the game funds that we already have. Please. I don't want to make a bunch of funds come out of the wazoo. You can always say no. I'm putting my foot down to the wrong person. I feel like if you said Overlord before the pony game got brought up, I'd probably be a little bit more willing to do so. But now that the pony game is now official fund, we're gonna hold off on another one for a minute. I'm sorry. Just use it for one of the other funds. That's why I stopped donating, because you're evil fucking Floyd good, because you shouldn't give online women your money, okay? Don't give it to somebody else instead. Like your food bill or your electric bill or your gacha game. No, don't give random women online money, okay? That's counterintuitive. Oh, but thank you, Kronsky. Thank you, see? Is that a little bit better, Grotsky? Does that make you feel warm and tingly inside? Not okay. Okay. Don't tell me how to live my life, woman. Too bad. That's like maybe later once you're free from these weird games, these weirdos make you play. Understandable. Understandable here. Okay. Enough of me being a whore and doing things for money. Let me blow my nose. And if we're going to get both the shoe and head and topics today, I need to get this party started now, or else we're not going to get the topics today. So, let me blow my nose and we'll watch this video. idea. Out of curiosity, are there any games you actually want to play in stream? Oh, there's a lot of games I want to play. They're just never the ones that are being funded. Though, to be fair, if it's a game I want to play, generally I don't like funding it. Sorry, I'm putting my electric blanket on. It's kind of cold. Because like, what's the point of you guys throwing money towards a game that I want to play, right? Because like I want to play it. Game funds are mostly for games that I wouldn't normally play. It was supposed to be for horror games, and it kind of like spread out as time has gone on. And I'm like, and I've been forced to play more games that are just as bad as horror games. So there's that. But games, the game funds always take priority over games that I want to play because it's been funded, right? So it's only fair. It's only fair that way. Okay, but you only play games that have fun, so you're basically a horror game streamer now. Well, not all the games are horror. They're just... It's like 13 Sentinels isn't horror. It's mecha and dystopian. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Let's get to the video. I just gotta turn off the thing.
Hello friends, and welcome to another episode of What the Hell is Going On with your host, Ugly Belle Delphine. Now before you ask, yes, there is an Epstein Files video coming out. I feel like everyone has like streamer brain nowadays, and like every fucking video has to be breaking news in order to get the most views. But I am taking my time with it. I'm sure you understand, there is a lot happening.
You know, with this anti-Semitic culture right now, she voted against a resolution condemning.
Is Jewish. I just want to be clear. Do you want to go there, Attorney General? Do you want to go there? Are you serious? Talking about anti-Semitism to a woman who lost her grandfather in the Holocaust.
Your country, sir.
Women shouldn't be in politics, man. Women should not be in politics. I know, before somebody comes up, actually, the guys do the same thing. I know to a certain degree that guys do the same thing, but come on, that whole thing that Pam Bondi did a couple weeks ago was a complete, absolute embarrassment. She's been an embarrassment since basically day one.
Is it the Jews?
Since she got her role. And
I'm assuming it's always the Jews.
it should have been Matt Gaetz. It should have been Matt Gaetz, man. And now look at what we have. Absolute clan show. But I'm pretty sure she only is staying in charge just because she fights against, she's so staunch on anti-Semitism. That's literally it. She's just like, everything she does is in the name of anti-Semitism and protecting the Jews, and that's literally the only reason why she still has her place. Absolute incompetent bimbo. Fucking hell.
Anyway, let's just forget about these satanic billionaire pedophiles running the world, and let's talk about some internet drama, shall we? Because that is what's really important. For a little over a decade now, the most inane things can get you called a racist or a Nazi on the internet, to the point where these words hold little to no meaning anymore. It's so bad that when someone is called a racist or a Nazi online, I'm immediately like, oh, what funny joke did they tell? But ladies and gentlemen, we have officially come to the point where not saying anything also makes you a racist Nazi. For the few of you watching this channel who are employed, there's a very popular Twitch streamer named Emaru. She's a cosplayer and just kind of a fun, chill, normie video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ice.
Okay, hold on. Before we get too deep into the video here, Delta Cross comes in with his big cock. A very, very large chicken. Like, you could basically call him a rooster. It's always makes me uncomfortable whenever he does this. Is this what it's like to be raped? So, they get Delta Cross for the shekels. That's a lot of shekels, my dude. And here's for BioShock. Now you can have another slot open for another game like this one. Here. So don't hate me, Delta Cross, but BioShock hasn't been funded just yet. I know you gave me just a lot of shekels right there. But unless I miss something, which generally I don't when it comes to this stuff, because I try to pay attention. It's not funded yet, but now we're halfway there. We can say that. So like I'm looking through. I'm looking through other stuff before in the past, and I'm trying to see, cause like, if I did actually do miss something after all here, cause like if you don't have it in your super chat, then I don't know. I usually don't backdate generally here. It's like this is a lot of shekels, so I want to make sure I didn't fuck up along the way. Let's see, uh, okay, I'm still scrolling. I am now in December. I'm still in December, and I don't see I do not see um here. Um what you have, it said it was 1K earlier. Have you said 3K? No, it's 1K. It's 1,000. You just gave you 500 goddamn shekels because you're insane. Like, unless you're, have you been counting all the other donos that you've done in the past like 2 months now towards it? Because like, I haven't been counting them. You have like, because it's you're supposed to label them. Also, half the things you've done also have were like for me to do other things. Here, I'm looking at this. I don't see anything from you that's labeled BioShock over the past like 2 months now. Oh no, I asked you how far BioShock was funded. Oh no! Oh, BioShock was only $50 in. I thought you were asking how big the game fund itself was. The game fund itself is 1,000. I didn't realize you're asking how far it was funded. Oh, it was not funded very far, at all. Um, there. My apologies for the misunderstanding. I uh um um okay, I feel bad. I'm sorry. Uh here. Oh, where was your chat? What was your chat then? Like, what was BioShock at again? Yeah, what was BioShock at again? 1,000. But that's for the game fun. I oh Amal can't read. What? Okay, what? I would agree with you. I would agree with you. But what was the fun at? Makes me think that like wait, curious. If my scrolling, does it actually appear on stream? Oh my god. When I scroll through Kick Chat, it shows up on screen. Interesting. I need to stop doing that, actually. Listen, okay, I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry I dealt the cross for the misunderstanding. If you want to put that towards something else, we can. I'm sorry. What was Bioshock at? The chat is cursed out now. Oh, no, I'm sorry. uh, on the bright side, on the bright side, he wanted me to watch the trailer real quick. So the minute long for SCP. And you know what? Listen, it's a lot of shekels. I'm not gonna say no for a minute video for a lot of shekels. So we'll do that real quick, and then we'll get back to the shoe video, and I'm gonna go hide in a corner and forget that this ever happened. And yes.
There is someone.
Okay, that's probably copyrighted music. Sorry, 500 shekels is not worth the copyright. How the fuck do you function? Barely. Barely functional. What the fuck did I click? What are we? What? I don't know what's happening. Why did it start over again? Ugh. Woman math is strong today with the mall. I mean, it's always strong, to be fair. What was the game fun at? I don't. Is
it the Jews? Is it the Jews? I'm assuming it's always the Jews.
I just see a bunch of dead bodies. I know I had the music turned off because the copyright. I'm assuming it's just a horror game. Right? Right? I'll probably be scared of this, okay? I'm scared of like every horror game, man. Does this actually have a story and shit? I don't understand. I thought it was like a multiplayer game. But I don't. Isn't this with like the original repo actually? Yeah, if I remember correctly, isn't SCP the original repo where like you're supposed to play with friends and try to escape from various monsters and not die? That's right. So, yeah, I guess I can probably get some friends together for it, but I'm usually not the one who I'm never the one to reach out first, okay? So like it'd be like, how am I supposed to actually be able to organize this here? Original is single player? Oh no, god, okay. And well, if you thought the other games were scary, you will shit yourself here. Are you serious? Is it that scary? No, if you keep on hyping that this game is something scary, that's going to increase the fun whenever the fun gets there, if there is going to be fun for this, right? So thank you, Eldrick Saga, for the 20 shekels. Thank you. What's the trauma threshold for games recommendations? I don't really know. Like, it's usually, if it's like something weird, like pony games or horror, then that's pretty high up, right? Like on the whole, like I don't want to play thing. Like for like Shadow of Colossus, for example, that's a very short game, like 10 hours. And actually, it's a game that I actually do want to like possibly play someday. And so like that's why that game fun was very, very small. They basically just covering like the thumbnail and the stream expenses and that kind of deal for that, versus these other ones, well, yeah there. It's not that scary. Well, I don't know. I just have to I'm all based off of. Well then, and with that, Delta Cross has funded Bioshock. Okay. Get double dick slapped then, dumb woman. I am a very dumb woman. I'm very sorry, Delta Cross. I'm very, very sorry, Delta Cross, for being such a dumb, a dumb woman. But thank you for even more shekels. That's a lot of shekels. That's 500 shekels is actually together is a lot more than 500 shekels. We don't want. I'm not gonna die. Okay, this makes me stop. Remember, chat. Take care of yourself, please. Keep yourself safe, as the kids say. You know, pay your bills, get your groceries, spend your money on your gacha. On those your fake anime woman, right? That kind of deal. Okay, don't spend it on a random internet woman. Because just don't. I mean, thank you, Delta Cross. I hate you so much. I mean, Bioshock's not exactly a bad game. I mean, it's kind of a horror game based off what I saw, but like, it didn't look super bad. Maybe I'll regret saying this once I start playing it. It's gonna be a while before I do play it, though. Yeah, keep that in mind. So, but thank you, Delta Cross, for that. I hope you don't mind the wait. It's gonna be a few months. It's gonna be a few months, and then I guess, yeah, yeah. Gold ship my life. See, or at least in my case, is Manhattan Cafe. I love Manhattan Cafe so much. I need to play Uma Musume again. I've stopped playing it for like the past month now because of I've just been busy with other things and getting back into Genshin. Varka, my beloved, is coming tomorrow. Not tomorrow, in a few days. Ah, see, husbandos. But thank you again, Delta Cross. You're very generous. You're very generous. It makes me very, very uncomfortable. Stop that, please. Oh. Okay, let's get back to the shoe video. I don't think we're gonna get to our topics today, after all, but I want to talk about the glyphosate. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Focus.
For me, video game streamer. Well, the other day, someone in her chat asked her opinion about ice, and this is what she had to say.
Like, there's a certain extent where I'm like, okay, sure, I get people wanting big content creators to, like, say their opinions on, like, important topics. I get that, right? But it's like, if you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
In a world where it seems like every single celebrity is just screaming their political takes completely unprompted, this was a refreshing thing to hear. Seems like a pretty sane, rational, inoffensive thing to say, right? Wrong. This short little clip where she ironically tried to avoid controversy ended up being one of the most controversial dramas this year. I feel like decades worth of news has happened in the past like 2 months, don't you? Every day there's like a breaking story of the most insane shit you've ever heard in your life, and everyone is expected to have a fully formed opinion on every single breaking story. There's pressure to react, to pick a side, to condemn, to defend. But the reality is, when a story first breaks, we're usually not seeing the full picture. And that's why for years now, I have been using today's sponsor, Ground News.
Okay, before we get into the typical do-on-head ad read situation here, it's I did kind of cover the Emery situation a little bit, when it happened, because it was so ridiculous. And normally I don't get into like the nitty-gritty when it comes to like internet drama, especially like Twitch internet drama with e-thoughts. But it was such a stupid scenario where she's just like, I'm not a political streamer. I don't talk about politics. You don't need every single person that exists to talk to you about politics and about certain issues. Leave me alone. But then the dumb bitch actually the double like decided to okay, maybe I shouldn't call her a dumb bitch. 'Cause I know I've heard good things about her despite her being like a cosplaying ethot. She's like one of the good ones supposedly. But like then she like backtracked on the statement. It's like why? Why did you bend the knee? That is so fucking dumb. Never ever bend the knee. Once they smell the blood in the water, they're like sharks. They'll go after you and or eat you alive. If you just, stay silent for a few days, never would have been such a big deal with it because her stance is a reasonable thing, and a lot of people came to her defense, including me. Even though if I don't really personally like flesh thoughts, even though I'm an ethot myself, because it's people need entertainment. People need stuff that they can just sit back, watch, and forget about the world, or else they're gonna go crazy. You can't have the politics shoved in your face 24/7. You're gonna get fatigued. You're gonna be tired. You're gonna be exhausted. You're gonna be stressed beyond hell, and you're not gonna be able to focus on literally anything. You're not gonna be able to improve your life. You're gonna be so worried about everything else that's happening outside and not focusing on your own life. It's unhealthy to be constantly worried about politics. You do need different things that exist to distract you from that from time to time if you are interested in politics. Or you can be like a regular normally and stick your head in the sand and not have to worry about that at all, which frankly does sound appealing. And Emeru is one of those escapism aspects where guys can just sit there and enjoy her personality and her cosplays and not have to worry about that kind of deal. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. Also, since we are doing an ad read here, since I am also a shill, an ethot as I say, remember chat, use code Amalgamyte for 10% off at thedrakonsTreasure.com for your tea, soap, coffee, and energy drink needs, because the team has got new fancy energy drinks. I do like the teas quite a lot. I do like the soaps quite a lot. I don't like coffee, so I can't judge the coffee. I've heard good things about the powder drinks. Like, yeah, if you want to help support the channel and the base team man who's not gonna cancel me because I say the N word, use code Amalgamite, 10% off the order. It'd be hella cool, hella fucking cool. Okay, now we're gonna let Shu shill because she's better at this than I am.
So let's quickly give them a shout out before we jump into today's video, shall we? Ground News is a website and an app that lets you see how news stories are being covered all across the political spectrum, from left, right, and center. Every story comes with a quick visual breakdown of political bias, ownership, and headlines that helps you understand the full story and really make sure you're getting both sides. They really make it fun and easy to compare headlines to see how political bias and media ownership can affect the framing of a story. For example, let's take a look at this one about how RFK admits he used to snort cocaine off toilet seats. If you look it up on Ground News, a right-wing headline covers it like this: RFK revealed why he wasn't scared of COVID. It was a legendary answer. And a left-wing outlet covers the same story like this: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. doesn't fear germs, and his reason is really, really gross. Same story, completely different vibes. The Ground News...
I mean, that is true. Like, it's good to get two sides of the same story here, just to see what it is. And stop ambulance chasing. However, I'm a streamer, so therefore I'm an ambulance chaser, which is why I'm watching this video a half an hour after it got released.
Feature I like the most is the blind spot tool. It shows you how news stories have been covered by only one side of the political spectrum and ignored by the other. For example, here's a story about how Hillary Clinton says migration has gone too far. Rare Hillary Clinton W. Suspicious. 37 sources covered it, 91% of those sources were right-wing, and only 4% were left-wing. Interesting. Or this one about how middle-class Americans are selling plasma because of financial pressure. Americans are selling their blood because they're so poor. 71% of the sources that covered this were left-wing, and only 14% were right-wing. I have been using Ground News for like 5 years now, and I am obsessed. It is one of the first apps I open when I wake up in the morning. It really helps me stay informed and helps me keep up with the news for my videos. But don't just take my word for it. Even the Nobel Peace Center recognized Ground News news as an excellent way to stay informed, avoid echo chambers, and expand your worldview. Best of all, I am currently offering 40% off their Vantage plan, which is the plan I use to access all their amazing features. This comes to only like $5 a month, which is like the price of a cup of coffee nowadays. To get the 40% discount, just go to ground.news/shoe or use the QR code on screen right here, or click the link in the video description down below to subscribe to their Vantage plan today. Big thanks to Ground News for sponsoring this video, and thank you, the viewer, for not—
Sorry, I realized her shirt. Okay. I have a woman moment real quick. She's got a really cute shirt. I kind of want it. All she needs is like a choker or like a necklace, and it'd be like but a very short necklace, and I feel like that'd be kind of perfect. I love the shirt. It's really cute. Anyways,
skipping the ad as always. Right. And now let's get back to the video. In this video, we are going to talk about the drama surrounding Emaru, the people trying to cancel her, the mistake the left is making by embracing cancel culture again. We're gonna read some insane, hilarious tweets, of course, and then we will talk about my personal experience with these people. And what do I mean by these people? I mean the cult of the cry-bullies. I'm sorry if I sound even more like a prepubescent boy in this video. I am a little bit sick, but I am here, slaving over a hot laptop for you. If you guys saw my last video, you know I am quite critical of ICE. I don't think we should abolish them, of course, but I think it is good and healthy to criticize your government. I am a political culture war commentator. I talk about political topics often. People come to me to hear my political opinions. But not everybody wants to be a political YouTuber or streamer. And not everybody wants to listen to a political YouTuber or streamer. Sometimes we just want to have fun and talk about other things. There are lots of other things to talk about. Sometimes—
also, you shouldn't go to women to listen to your political opinions. They just regurgitate what men say. And yes, that includes me. So don't listen to women.
we want to look at funny memes or watch funny videos without having politics shoved down our throat. So a lot of people thought it was really refreshing when a cosplay streamer was basically like, I don't want to talk about politics. Why are you coming to me for politics? It was a perfectly sane, rational opinion. So of course, like, half the internet had a problem with it. It's just not that hard to say f ICE. It's really not that hard to say f ICE, to be honest. Is it so hard to just say f ICE? It's really not hard to say f ICE. Jesus Christ, how hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE? How hard is it to just say f ICE and move on? Oh my god. Just say f ICE. It's not hard. Is it so hard to just say the line? Say the line! Say it! Jesus Christ, like, at this point, even if Emaru did want to, like, abolish ICE, even if she really did think f ICE, she shouldn't say it. Like, I wouldn't say it at this point, because this is just, like, this is creepy. This is like a horde of zombies chasing after you. Hey, it's actually super easy to stream and have opinions. I'll show you. F ICE, f Donald Trump and everyone in his administration, f Elon Musk, free Palestine, US is on stolen land built by stolen people, Luigi did nothing wrong, abortion is healthcare, leave trans people the f
This is so ridiculous. The leftists are batshit insane, which I know is something that we're all, like, very, very well aware of at this point. But have you considered that maybe people just want to stream and not have opinions on, like, political situations? Because I know, okay, so the problem is you have to come from the leftist perspective. Because from our perspective, it's simply, okay, so fuck ICE, fuck Donald Trump, that's all left-wing opinions. And so therefore, if she says this stuff, she's going to separate her fan base that are more right-leaning. And honestly, men are generally more right-leaning. And the ones that, obviously there's some men out there that don't have jobs and still donate to online women beyond their means. But there are also a lot of men out there that are usually pretty conservative, that have built up a business, or, you know, have a decent career, something along those lines, where they actually make decent money, because that's having a work ethic is by basically right wing these days. And so therefore they do have the money to spend on their entertainment. And for a lot of guys, well, welcome in chat. And the entertainment is the online e-thought that yaps about various things. And obviously in my case, I talk politics, and that's fine, right? Like that's because I've always found politics interesting since I was like 12 years old. Okay, so like for a good chunk of my life, I've been very into politics. At this point in time, but for a lot of women, that's not their realm, and that's actually a good thing. For it, and they just want to, in this case, cosplay and have fun. And so then men spend the money on the cute girls doing cute things. It's the tale as old as time. And so if they do actually be political, and then they're dividing their fan base, well, a lot of them are actually probably going to be more right leaning. Like, because men are generally more right leaning than women by a fucking long shot. Statistics been showing this for like well over a decade too. And then she's going to lose a ton of her income here. Like, but the left thinks that these are the base normal opinions. That saying fuck ICE is the humane, the moral, the correct solution for things. And if you're actually supporting a vice, you're an evil Nazi fascist dictator and a horrible person, and you should die. They literally think that you should die. They make lists for this shit. They constantly talk about who needs to be assassinated next. Especially at the Charlie Kirk, they've been celebrating nonstop even before Charlie Kirk. They tried assassinating Trump multiple times. Republicans were getting shot at baseball games. People were getting shot in the street in Portland for wearing a MAGA hat. Like, these people are openly violent to anything that's like against their paradigm, really, in this case. And so to them, saying fuck guys, fuck Donald Trump, fuck Elon Musk, free Palestine, these are the correct normal opinions, and straying away from them or not having them makes you evil. And so therefore it should be what she has to say. They can't see past these lens at all, because they are so captured by the ideology. And even the ones that can or that are self-aware about this, that are not the useful idiots, they don't care because they have a mission. They have a vendetta. They have a purpose in life. They keep on pushing politics more and more to the left so they can just win. Because the left understands power. And by browbeating Imru into saying, her thoughts about ICE, that demonstrates the power that they have, and they are more than, and they want to have as much as possible. They want to control every single aspect of the culture. They don't want you to have cute girls doing cute things. They want you to have cute girls doing with what they want, like they've been raped. So, ugh.
Alone. These people literally just speak in bumper stickers, dude. Just like copy pasting the internet leftist starter pack. What the hell am I looking at? I hate the Reddit ass. Hey, it's super easy. It's crazy, like 1,000 years ago, this dude's ancestors were hunting mammoths. And now he's on here like, Men should not be speaking like this. I'm sorry. We need another war. The post that really seemed to kick this all off was made by Denims, the self-described largest female political streamer. Only because I don't stream, Denims. Only because I don't stream. Anyway, I don't have—
Actually true. If she started streaming, those numbers would be absolutely insane. Anyways.
Any like personal beef with Denims. This isn't like an own Denims video. We used to be kind of cool years ago, but she apparently has some opinions on Emaru, so let's hear her out. Never thought I'd see the day we'd be fence-sitting the modern Gestapo. First of all, she's not fence-sitting. She's just choosing not to talk about politics. Like, in order to fence-sit, you actually have to say something. She didn't even say anything. Like, how do you even know what her opinion is? Second of all, modern Gestapo? Why is everything the f***ing Holocaust? It's totally normal to criticize ICE. It's totally understandable to have issues with the things they are doing, but
So, the answer to Shu's question on why everything has to be based off the Holocaust, because that's the mythos. But, like, going back to the whole, like, stealing political opinions from men, I stole this from 4chan. There's a famous 4chan post about the mythos of civilization, and I do think it's, since I've read that, it's been, like, stuck in my mind, for ages now, because of how accurate it is, because there's always legends, right? There's always lore. There's always, stories being passed down through generations to talk about what their ancestors did to, um, inspire them to be more and to give more teaching to morality and just basically be the foundation for how the civilization is to develop. And in the modern Western world, our mythos for our foundation is the Holocaust. Because that was the end of essentially imperialism and a lot of colonialism too, and into this new liberal world order where everyone is equal, and we have to stop being racist because it was just a little bit longer. That wasn't that long before civil rights happened and women's rights, in those regards. And it has, and we learned about the horrors of war because of how many people died, and we promised never again, never again. Right? Genocide bad. War bad. We must all get along and sing kumbaya and have no problems whatsoever. And I mean that's true, right? Genocide is bad. War is bad. I don't like the fact that lots of young white men go off to die for pointless things there, and Hitler bad, right? But that was 80 years ago. Like the people who lived through World War II aren't alive anymore. Like I think there's maybe like one World War II veteran that exists out there, and even then I'm not even sure. But I remember being in like middle school and hearing about how there's like one World War II vet that's still alive. And that was ages ago. I was in middle school. They're probably dead. But there's always seems to be like they always seem to pull one out of the ether whenever they need to. Whenever they need to talk about how bad Hitler was and the poor Jews. So I'm just like, okay, so where's the rest of these World War II vets coming from? That's my question. So like it's either there's a ton left over, or that they're all gone at this point. I don't know which one's true. But because it also because like it's like to me it's in the same vein of like the Holocaust survivors, right? We're like, oh, they survived the Holocaust, and it's like there's only one Holocaust survivor left, and then it's like, oh, they're about to die, and then all of a sudden we get another Holocaust survivor popping up, and it turns out she was like 5 years old. They got captured like 6 months before the world ended, the war ended, and she's still a Holocaust survivor or something like that. And it's just like, okay, so we're really like, are we stretching the definition of a Holocaust survivor? um, you're mixing up World War One and World War Two. Okay, so wait, there's still World War Two vets then. Okay. Um, and but there's no World War One. Okay. Okay. My apologies for being the dumb woman once again. Oh, and those regards here. But it's still the fact okay, I still hold the opinion of the Holocaust ones. World War II guys are effectively dead, so old. Okay, well they're probably gonna be dying soon. No offense to them, but age just catch up with you after all. If you're Jewish and over 7 years old, you're a survivor. Okay. World War II would be around 109. I guess it depends on like what age they went to the war, right? Because let's say they were 20 in 1940. Means they were born. Yeah, they should be dead by now. I'm sorry. I mean, I know people live to be to 100 and far in few cases, but if they were 20 in 1940 and was shipped off into the war, they were born in 1920. In that case, it is now 2026. That make them 106 years old. In that hypothetical, obviously, I do know that there were younger recruits that went into World War II than 20, but not by much. And obviously, some guys went into the army, into the military at the latter years of the war, and they're technically a veteran in that case. But they should be roughly around 100 years old. How are they not dead yet? You literally reported on how that one Brit vet was crying about how World War II was a mistake just a few months ago. I know. I remember that. But at the same time, how is he not dead? Like, my question still remains. I mean, I'm glad he's not dead, right? But they keep on, but it goes back to my point. They keep on pulling them out of the ether. Like, they like, where do they find these people here? The war ended in 45, so if you're 18 at the very end of the war, you'd be 81 now. Okay, that's more reasonable. But that also depends on what age they were when they actually got got enlisted, and went into the war. Because like if they were 18 at the very end of the war, I mean, I guess if they did fight for like 3 months, they're still technically a vet. So okay, I guess that's a little bit more reasonable. Um. Was all the World War II vets dead? God no, I don't want them to die. I don't want them to die. But I'm just saying that like they're old as shit. So I'm surprised that there's really that many alive. While there's a lot of fighting at the very end of the war, I mean, I got that. So like, they're still technically a vet. I'm not dismissing their vet status because they fought for the last like 3 months or anything like that. That's more reasonable. That's a lot more reasonable. So apparently, I wasn't doing the right math here. People lying about their age was a thing to get into the army. We know a few people who were listed at 14 and 16. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit more. Okay. Okay. Well, besides the point, I'm getting way off my original point about the Holocaust being the founding mythos, and that's what keeps them being brought up. And it's the way that browbeat and will have like not even the left, right? Even the right still does this. So they gotta protect the fucking Jews, and or just the fact that we can't have another like war again and stuff. Which war bad, right? Genocide bad, but still. It's like we can't do anything remotely right wing that's actually genuinely right wing because it's the Holocaust. We can't deport all these foreign brown invaders because the Holocaust. It's such a stupid thinking. Stupid. Uh. Thank you, Eldrick Saga, for the $5 reduce. Thank you. Oh, so terrible. Free food, free housing, guaranteeing jobs, bakery, showers, and spending the rest of your life with your. I was like, what are we talking about here? And then I was like, wait, hold on. I don't know if I should disavow that or not. That's a funny joke. Oh, thank you, Eldrick Saga, for the $20 reduce. What's your most expensive game so far? It's Alien Isolation and the Pony game. I haven't breached higher than that because that feels meanable if I go higher than that, but we'll see what happens in the future. And then thank you for $2 their message was retracted. I'm assuming the mods went after your ass for something related to the Holocaust based off the other message that you sent. So, yeah, remember chat, try not to glow with it, but thank you regardless for this.
Modern Gestapo? Don't you guys get tired of this shit? Like, don't you guys get tired of saying, like, isn't this exhausting after a while? Everything is Nazis, everything is the Holocaust, everyone is Hitler. It's like nothing else bad ever happened in history. Like, what did they used to compare bad things to before World War II? Oh my god, you're literally Napoleon. Also, I love this racist.
I could actually totally see that because Napoleon has been so vilified for what he was doing. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
crud. Like, where did the racism part, like, where did that come from? Listen, I don't get on camera and start talking about cars or math or taxes or investing or going outside or the plenty of other things I don't know about. I sit here and talk about the gender war and the culture war because I'm good at those things and that's what people watch me for. That is my lane and I stay in it. Emru likes what she's doing. Her audience likes what she's doing. There are plenty of other channels that will regurgitate your political takes back to you. Just turn on the TV. Turn on CNN. Most people, most normal people, are sick and tired of celebrities just like spewing their political takes completely unprompted. I don't care what Glub Shido thinks of politics, okay? Why does Glub Shido have to get on stage and start talking about how we're on stolen land or some shit? Why do you need your political opinions thrown up into your mouth by a celebrity like a fucking baby bird? Like, do you really want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. Please don't answer that.
She's right when she says most.
Chat, do you want Sydney Sweeney throwing up in your mouth? Answer that, please. I want to know your opinion. Do you want her throwing up in your mouth? Perhaps! Yes, please! Well, ... Mommy, feed me! We got a few no's. We got a few no's, thank God. Kinda. Oh my God. Depends on what else she's willing to do with me. Not really no. Okay, seems like there's more no's than yeses so far. It's not a no. Oh. They were about 50-50. No, okay, we got some no's. You guys are relatively reasonable. Some of you guys are relatively reasonable here. So, good. I'm proud of most of you, chat. Also, thank you, Ultic Saga, for the $2. No, I retracted it. You can wear the burqa now, though. Okay. The P.E.P.E hoodie has been done. Excuse me. Thank you, chat, for funding the P.E.P.E hoodie. I am now warm and comfortable in this cold, cruel world. Thank you. Also, if it's not bad, then don't retract it. Like, if the mods don't go after your ass, there's no point in retracting it. Don't be gay like that. But thank you regardless.
Streamers are not qualified to talk about politics. Okay, here's the thing, dude. You actually don't have to be qualified to talk about politics to say F ICE. It's not that hard of a concept.
You actually don't have to know what you're talking about in order to just say the line. What? You should look into a topic, do your own research, come to your own conclusion, and form your own opinion on the topic. You should not just blindly, mindlessly say the line.
You know?
Well, no, that's not how it works, though, because they need propaganda. Like, they need every single big name. You know, if you have... Not even big name. They need everybody parroting the same thing to form the consensus. So that way the normies know exactly what to think. And the normies teach their children what to think if they're even having children in the first place. And it carries on so they keep on pushing to their final goal. They don't care if you don't know what you're talking about. They just want you to say the line because the line is the correct opinion. In their eyes, obviously. You don't need to research. You don't need to form your own opinion. They don't know the thinking for you. They just want you to agree with them. And once you agree with them, then that means they've won. And they can keep on pushing forward for the more radical policies. And so, you don't need to think about saying fuck ICE. It's not a hard line to say fuck ICE. It's just two words. Fuck ICE. That simple. Carry on with your day. There's no politics behind that whatsoever. No emotion, no thought process. Two simple little words. Say it because daddy propaganda wants you to say it. I was gonna say daddy government, but technically Trump's in charge now. But if it was Biden, that would apply.
Is it the Jews?
And
is it the Jews?
Move on.
I'm
You
assuming
can
it's
just
always
move
the
on
Jews.
with your life here.
Who doesn't do political content? Cutie Cinderella. Cutie Cinderella literally never does political content. And even she's capable of saying F ICE. What about Cinna? You don't have to be a political creator to recognize that it's not hard to say F ICE.
You don't have to.
Once, if you're apolitical if your content does not have any sort of politics whatsoever, if you're the classic Twitch thought where you show your titties and yap about nothing, or if you know, VTuber who just plays video games, or a guy who does tech related stuff, right? If you're somebody who does absolutely apolitical content and you make a single tweet that says fuck ICE or fuck Donald Trump, congratulations, your content's not political. Now that you've bent the knee, now that you said that thing, you have to continue saying it till the day that you die. That makes you political as soon as you put your toe into the water. That makes you political. Because they don't care. The left will see you as on their side, and they will keep on wanting to demand you to keep on saying more and more things that they, you know, whatever they believe in, like trans rights are human rights, and it's okay to be gay, and you know, Black Lives Matter, whatever the case is. As soon as you dip one singular big little pinky toe into the water, you're now political. And then that also includes to the right leaning things, like for like example, Caleb Hammer, the financial audit guy, right? So the left's been constantly attacking him because he's just giving sound financial advice and he's funny and he lives in Texas. And having personal responsibility is actually a right wing belief in the modern age. I was gonna say, do I actually agree with that? And in a little ways I do, because the left has given it up. They have past personal the work work ethic, personal responsibility, taking care of yourself, going to the gym. They've passed all these things to the right, and so that's on them for giving those things up. And it does show that if you try to take care of yourself and be a little individual, that means you are not on the left, because the left is all about conformity and being ugly and just doing whatever necessary to advance their goals. And because of that, now they're going after Caleb Hammer. And he has said a few things on Twitter in regards of ICE too. And so now he is political. In my eyes. Maybe I'm accepting the paradigm that I shouldn't have, but I'm also just trying to play the game how it's set. And I want to win the game. And so now that he's made multiple posts about certain topics on Twitter, and he doesn't I don't really watch his videos all that often, but I kind of do because they're usually pretty good, even though they give me a lot of anxiety at the same time. um, well, along those lines, it's like, okay, so now you're political. You're now in the ring. You're now fighting for your side, whatever that is, and you'll be carrying this burden until you die.
Be a political content creator to say the line. All your other friends are saying the line, Emaru. Why aren't you saying the line, Emaru?
L-ICE. Okay, but unironically though, them. Straight up. Hey, them. Yeah, it's them, don't care, and if you don't like that I say that, it's you too. You know what I mean? It's really that easy for me, I'm telling you right now.
There's Emaru's roommate saying the line. Aren't we all proud of her? By the way, where are all her friends during all of this? Where are all her morally righteous, good guy, big streamer friends while this is all going down? While she's being dragged by half of the internet for doing absolutely nothing wrong. This girl who literally just came out of an allegedly abusive relationship. This girl who literally just got assaulted, grabbed by some freak at a convention. Now this girl is going through all of this. I guess it's fine to be silent when your friend is getting dragged by half of the internet, but don't you dare stay silent about current thing. I don't even know this woman, and I'm sticking my neck out for her because it pisses me off seeing this kind of shit happen to people who absolutely do not deserve it.
If you're above the age of 18, you should care about politics in your fucking country. You don't get to be like, well, I don't agree with this whole taxes thing, so I'm just not gonna pay for it. You can't say like, well, I'm just not going to care about all this politics stuff.
When someone doesn't have an opinion on a political topic, people like you might get a little mad. When someone doesn't pay their taxes, the government comes and arrests them. Okay, so that's the difference between those things.
Well, it depends on how high you are in the pecking order. If you're elite, if you're a global homo, person of tiny hattery, they don't care as much. They're not gonna go after your ass as long as you're on their side. So, but if you're the average person, yeah, the government actually goes after your ass. And as someone who's been politically involved since I was 12 years old, honestly, on one hand, if more people were informed about certain subjects, maybe things would be better. But I also know the average person's pretty retarded. And that includes me. Because I'm the average person at the end of the day. And I'm pretty fucking retarded. I don't think that would help at all. And politics is exhausting. It really is tiring. Saying as somebody who does actually like politics is something that's very interesting to me. It does get tiring reading about all these horrible things that are happening in the world on a daily fucking basis and thinking nothing gets better. Every once in a while there's a white pill and something good happens, but generally it's not anything that directly affects me. I guess both in a good and a bad way to a certain degree. And so therefore it's an emotional investment that I have zero control over. For it's not actually, if you actually do the math for the time and energy spent and the emotional labor I can say because I'm a woman that goes into it, the math isn't math. It's not worth it because it makes you feel like shit. It exhausts you. And it makes you worry about all these outside factors that you have no control over versus there are things you can worry over that you do have control over, like what you eat, what you're doing today, how your job's going, your family, your friends. For most normies, that's not a cost that's worth it. At all. And because it's technically not if you actually do the math. It's only really worthwhile if you go into a career in politics and become a politician, because then you can just swindle everybody with their taxes. Bro, so I don't blame the normies for sticking their head into the sand when they turn 18. Well, I do wish a lot more people were more informed on a lot of stuff and don't just believe what they say, excuse me, and don't just believe what they hear on the news, because that would help significantly, because they are voting. I'm also someone who advocates for the votes to be significantly pressed, and only very certain people with certain standards be voting. So if we had that, we wouldn't have to worry about the average person being informed. That's my position on those things. But I can also see the importance for 18-year-olds. You should care because it does affect your life and ideally your children. But you're not going to get that from most normies. That's just an unreasonable expectation there. I say that as somebody who advocates for, once again, for the vote to be reduced to just white straight men with children that are married with children, I should say. Yeah, that's not happening anytime soon either. But a girl can dream. A girl can dream.
There's this weird idea in America, especially, where like you can just be an adult and be like, oh, I don't care about politics. What?
Many people, most people, do not care that much about politics. I know to you and me that's like mind-blowing, that's like unfathomable, because our whole life is politics, our job is politics, like I get it. But most people's lives do not revolve around politics. They do other things other than fight with strangers online. Crazy, I know. But man, do I envy them. I was so much happier before I knew. Sadly, it is getting harder and harder for the average person to not care about politics because politics is seeping into literally everything. Politics will be bending you over and spreading your cheeks and going in dry whether you want it or not. And unfortunately, the people who are like, I just want to be left alone, are the people who are the most fucked by politics. Also, more importantly, Emiru wasn't saying that she doesn't care about politics.
That is very true. Like, even though politics is exhausting, and it does sound nice if I stick my head in the sand and not have to worry about these things, as someone who has followed it for as long as I have, I am aware that it comes for everybody. 10 years ago, I would have been like, not everything's political. Now, in the year of our Lord 2026, everything is political. I don't like this. I don't want this to be the way. I do advocate for sections to be apolitical, which is why I was, trying to defend Emery a little bit, because she was like one of the last bastions of original people who were fighting against this and trying to be apolitical herself, right? But Then she bent the knee. Farted. But regardless, it's like everything is political because the left has made it that way. It will eventually come for you. Even though I'm a fake gamer girl and I haven't played like any fucking games beyond my baby, shit Nintendo things, I knew that eventually it would come for me. And sure enough, over the past few years, Nintendo has been working on with DEI, having ESG in their shit, and it's getting slowly worse and worse. And you can see it in their games in a lot of cases. Like Mario's the best example. If it ever comes for Zelda, man, I'm I'm gonna lose my shit. Or Pokemon's an even better example of Nintendo bending for ESG and DEI right there, right? And it wasn't like this 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was Gamergate, and trying to get rid of sexy women in video games, and putting a bunch of fat black females in there instead, and Fallout, or try to think of like other games that existed and were doing this stuff. Like I know Bungie's having the whole marathon stuff more recently. I'm trying to think of like old things, so the old news of old games from like 10 years ago. Overwatch, actually. There we go. There's just an older game. Super popular back in 2016 because it had hot characters and it was a good, shooter, game, whatever the fuck that's called. Not an FPS, but like the tag team type of deal. That they do. And then they started becoming, political and changing, making, that one hot chick gay and other things. And it's just like, why? Why? You had a good thing and you ruined it.
Is it the Jews?
Completely.
I'm assuming it's always
Minecraft,
the Jews.
yeah, Minecraft's a good thing that's happened a lot more recently. For different stuff. And this has been an ongoing war, at least in games. So you see it in TV shows too. Star Wars is a great example of entertainment from the TV side of things being destroyed. It comes for everyone, regardless. Warhammer is another thing that's been a little bit more recent. Just because it's a slow process, it does eventually happen. And so, politics, you don't care about politics. Politics cares about you because they want the left once again, because it's all coming from the left in this case. The left wants every single person to agree with them on exactly every single issue, so they can have their true paradise. They can live in their multicultural, gay, communist utopia. And if they can't have that, then they're gonna kill you. Literally, they're going to just straight up fucking kill you.
She was saying she didn't want to talk about politics. I feel like that is a huge difference. I care a lot about, like, skincare, but I don't get on here and talk about, like, peptides and collagen to my audience because they don't give a shit. They're here to watch me say feminism is doo-doo and make silly little faces at the camera. Yeah, you like that shit? I hate when grown women don't have a mind of their own. You are 28 years old, please develop a mind of your own. All she does is pander to anime gooner men. No mind of her own. I never liked Emaru, so finding out she's stupid and doesn't have a mind of her own is nice. The audacity! If she didn't have a mind of her own, she would have mindlessly parroted the shit you want her to say. She would have mindlessly just been like, fuck Ice. If Emaru came out and was like, actually, I think Ice is doing a fine job, do you think they'd be like, ah yes, she has a mind of her own? No, absolutely not! They are not angry that she doesn't have an opinion, they are angry that she doesn't have their opinion. The absolute audacity to say that this woman doesn't have a mind of her own while thousands of you people swarm her like drones, barking orders at her to say the line. You guys literally operate like the fucking Borg. So what I'm gathering is that Emaru is a grown woman who acts like a frail, silly little girl to entertain fat, dirty incel Asian fetisher weirdos and is okay with that but draws the line at saying Ice is bad. Emaru and Asmon's audience are the same. Incels love Emaru because she confirms the image of the anime bimbo stereotype that incels worship. She definitely cultivated an audience who, in the end of all things, are reactionary. She appeals to violent racists who fetishize Asian women. What the
based? Actually fucking based right there? Not saying that she actually does that, but that's a good thing, right? But the men actually really like cute girls that do cute things. That's the natural state of women. women aren't really supposed to be for politics. So when they get into politics, they become vile and angry and emotional, and say and do horrible things. They can't think straight because they're not meant for this stuff. Yes, that also includes me. I'm aware. Uh, like guys just want, like, you see these memes all the time on Twitter where guys just want a woman who is just nice to them. That's it. They just want a woman that's nice to them. You know, who's like a mid, you know, a 6 out of 10, who's just nice to them and likes to cook. And they actually want to have standards. But a lot of them just say they just want a woman to be nice to them because a lot these days women aren't fucking nice anymore. They're absolute cunts. And so, like, that situation is, yeah, that is a guy's dream because they just want a woman that is nice to them, loves them, takes care of them after they have a hard day of work, and cooks for them. That's all you have to do as a woman these days. The bar is literally beyond hell. Like, I'm not even sure what the layer past hell is, but whatever that is, that's literally the bar. And it's not that hard to be a decent woman in the modern age because the bar is so fucking low. We don't even have super high beauty standards anymore, or fashion sense, or requirements. For like you don't have to sew at all. You don't know how to, like, milk a cow and take care of a farm. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is just be nice and ideally know how to cook. That's it. That's literally fucking it. So if she appeals to that, good for fucking her, because very few women have that. Anymore. That's why VTubers are so popular, because it's cute girls doing cute things once again. They're playing video games with their tits out. Wow, men like that. Imagine my fucking shock. That's literally what men. They're saying it's such a bad thing because they are ugly women, if they're women at all. And they are jealous that these women who are feminine get attention. That's it. So. Ugh.
Is this Asian fetish thing? Are they just saying this because she's fucking Asian? Like, I'm trying to find a clip of Emeru saying sucky sucky $5 or something, but it doesn't exist. I don't know what to tell you, man.
It's not a coincidence that she answered the question this way, and that her fan base consists heavily on Asian fetishes.
I don't know where this is coming from. And the woman saying this is literally an OnlyFans, like an Asian OnlyFans model. Like, I'm sorry, are you really the person to be talking about fetishization here? The most insane part of all of this had to be when her ex-boyfriend, her allegedly abusive ex-boyfriend, posted his own ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend being canceled for not saying that. Like, how fucking petty do you have to be to subtweet your ex like that? Another character involved in all this is former booby streamer Caseytron.
It reminds me of whenever Amarath started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like when
So I'm covering up this woman right here, Caseytron. I've heard her name before, but I never like paid attention. Like, I don't really care about random e-thoughts. I don't care about like online drama between content creators generally. But if this is what she looked like before, where's that booby shot here? Let's see, we're at 15 minutes and 33 seconds. This is what she looked like before. Let me move my VTuber model here. Where's my VTuber model? I can't find it. I have too many random things here. Okay. Okay, so this is what she looked like before with those massive fucking badonkers there. Face is mid, but I mean, hey, she's got nice tits, so she's a win in my book here.
Booby streamer Caseytron.
It reminds me of when.
And this is what she looks like now. Women have kids. Like, you've hit the wall. Please get off the internet. You've hit the wall. At least put on makeup. Like, if we're gonna continue on with this. Or you should have switched over to become an anime woman instead. Because here's the thing about women, okay? And I don't actually like attacking people based off their looks because that's outside of their control for the most part. Unless they're fat, then that's an exception, right? But if you're going to be a titty streamer, right, and you're going to show your face online as a woman, your attractiveness is literally your currency. Now, there is obviously a problem with hoflation, where there are way too many women online that are attractive, and that makes a little bit unreasonable. I'm not gonna say unreasonable standards. That's not the right thing that I'm trying to say here. But there's basically a lot of attractive women online, and so it becomes a race to the top on who's the most attractive. And then there's also this belief that even a mid, a 6 out of 10 is, attractive or not, so she should do OnlyFans. That's not definitely not the case here. But if you're actually gonna show your face and not hide behind an anime woman, then you need to if you're you have to invest in your looks because that's literally your commodity as a woman online. There's a reason why Shu in her mid-30s still wears a face full of makeup. She looks attractive, but she also has like 30 pounds of makeup on her. And Emeru also has about 30 pounds of makeup on her too. I obviously she still has some sort of base that watches her, as you can see in the chat, but man, that's all she looks like now is that she is an old hag that has no kids attacking a younger who's probably not that much younger in the grand scheme of things. I think she's like what, 20? I think Emery's like what, 29 or something like that. Kiki-chan looks like she's in her late 30s though. But still, right, who's hit the wall and is jealous that Emeru is still more popular than she is compared to when she was a titty streamer.
Ice in the middle of his ex-girlfriend B to subtweet your Caseytron.
Sorry, I was trying to find. Okay, well, I should have just done a frame by frame, but still, that's an oof. That's an oof here. So, she's 35 years old. Forget hitting the wall. She's fused with that shit. Yeah. Yeah, that's not good. That's not good at all. Well, this is why it's so important for women to marry young and have kids at a young age, because eventually women age like milk. Well, once you get past 30, God starts hating you. And those beautiful looks that you've had when in your early 20s was able to get a bunch of fucking men go out the goddamn window. It just they're not non-existent anymore. Hasta la vista. And so it's best to settle down at that age. If as best as you can. Now, in the modern age, that's a little easier said than done. Thanks to how the system is set up, not in both men and women's favor. But in this case, she was somewhat attractive. Yeah, I think she missed that chance. So, thank you, Credit Color, for the $1 too. Who's that 55-year-old in the bottom right? Caseytron, who apparently looked like that. I don't know how long ago, maybe like 10 years ago is my assumption here. Once again, face is kind of mid, but when you have tits like that, the face being mid doesn't matter anymore. Because, I mean, mid is still not even bad at all. It's average, right? Like, it's okay to be average. Mid is not an insult. I mean, it is an insult because women don't want to be average. They want to be 10 out of 10, right? That's, when you have a girlfriend, you need to tell her that she's beautiful, the most beautiful woman you've ever seen, even if she's not, because that's, once again, regardless of what the feminists like to say, the woman's commodity, the woman's currency is literally being beautiful and attractive, because that's their whole thing, to attract men and have kids at a very early age, because then they hit 30 or however old that she is, apparently 35 in chat. Yeah, that's not doing her any favors. So holy fuck. And speaking of having kids, thank you, Eldrick Saga, for the $2 dues, asking, where's my kids? Non-existent. Don't remind me. uh, I mean, I've been getting that question a lot more recently because I've been talking a lot more about women's things. It's mostly because I've been ovulating and on my period and all that fun stuff. In my own case, but I usually don't talk about my personal life, like when it comes to like right here, right now. I'm not gonna get into it right now either because once again, personal life, that's gay. We're gonna, mostly focusing on politics and putting down other women because that's every woman's favorite thing to do, right? Is to put down other women. But every once in a blue moon, I do tell a story that I did actually try having kids. Well, not actively trying to have kids. Well, okay, it's weird. It's weird to say, but I was in a very long term, multi-year relationship where we're getting close to marriage, and we're working on towards having kids, and it didn't work out for various reasons that I'm not going to get into right now. I've talked about it before in the past, and I don't really like talking about it because it's upsetting, to say the least. And now I'm living with my dad making content in his basement. So, I gotta try again. Thank you, Delta Cross, for the $10 dues. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot to mention, here's what you should tell the artist for Bioshock art. Just make it my character being drilled by Big Daddy. Okay, well, I will keep that in mind for the Bioshock art then. I don't talk much about my personal life, so yeah, here's everything about my personal life. Well, I mean, because the thing about me not being married and having kids is actually a reasonable complaint. Like that is a reasonable attack against me because I do make content criticizing women for doing the exact same thing that I'm doing more or less. So that's actually a very reasonable thing to go against me for. Um, Problem is that also means I have to address why I haven't done it, and that's not exactly pleasant in my eyes. But I mean it's
Is it the
understandable.
Jews? Is it
So
the Jews? I'm assuming it's always the Jews.
but yeah, you gotta just try again. Try again. Thank you, Clarky, for the $5 dues. Thank you, thank you, thank you. They went after Leaf again this morning. All the Tectone / Nux drama bullshit. I don't know anything about it. I don't care. They demanded she gave an opinion on a situation, so she has no understanding of simply because she likes some of their content. Just pull the lever. Don't worry what it does. Yeah, this is the same situation. Normally, yeah, I like Leaflet. So, it's in the VTuber shit, and VTuber is a whole fucking different realm that I try to relatively stay out of because the toxicity is insane. But the situation with Leaflet about the next drama is basically the same thing with Emeru and Ice, just on a different level. Because one's like I see as like high tier politics, where it's actual policy being in place and affects the country versus this stupid internet drama. And so, and that doesn't matter, like at all. So good on her for not capitulating. And I saw a tweet of her saying that like if she did capitulate and bend the knee, then like her friends would probably be ashamed of her. I'm like, yeah, like if she did, I like Leaflet a lot, but if she did bend the knee, I would be critical of her for doing that because that's retarded. That once again goes back to being blood in the water for these goddamn sharks. Who cares about stupid internet drama? Like I don't know anything about the Tectone and Next shit because I don't care about internet drama, whatever. But if court deems they're bad people, even though I don't fully trust the courts for various reasons, then that's the case. If it doesn't, then it is. Like, then they don't. Like, I don't really fucking care. Horrible people exist every fucking where. These are just random internet people in the grand scheme of things. I care far more about actual policies being in place, like ICE. Which is why I talk about it personally myself. That's why I focus on actual real politics, not stupid VTuber drama. I know Leaflet does get into VTuber drama herself from time to time. And so, I mean, I can see where people be interested in her opinion, but it's still not required by law for her to give her opinion. She can make whatever content she wants. If she doesn't want to talk about something, she doesn't want to talk about something. It's that simple. It's her channel, her content. There's other things to talk about in the sun. She doesn't need to worry about that. Thank you, Clarky, for $5 dues. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stop stressing them all. Okay, sure, all women turn into something resembling Kirby after being put in the blender past 35, but forgetting that with the lost looks again, she was only 29, you sick fuck card. Yours will be in the mail soon. Kill yourself, Kalergi. I'm not that old yet, okay? I'm still in my early 20s. I might have wasted a few fucking years for a fruitless endeavor, because I try to be, you know, a good little grad wife, and, you know, I try to get, you know, into a relationship and get married young and have kids and all that fun stuff. But, yeah. I I still have a chance. I'm still not 30 yet. And then once I hit 30, I'll kill myself. So Thank you, Crowd, for the $1 too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Message of men that I need to follow myself. If you really don't care what women think, just ask them out. If they say no, then why complain? Yeah, exactly. The worst you can say is no, remember? And if she does say no, then you just kill her.
It reminds me of whenever Amarath started wearing a cowboy hat, because that's whenever she started going like full Nazi, basically. She started wearing the cowboy hat. It's like whenever these Texas girls in like these Austin, Texas streamer circles start wearing cowboy hats, that's whenever you gotta watch out.
A woman in Texas wearing a cowboy hat? Lord, take me out. Take me out back behind the shed. Put me out of my misery if I ever become this politically brain rotted. Holy shit.
Like, you know that she probably has like weird incels donating her hundreds of dollars. It's because, like, in my opinion, like, it's all a facade to appeal to the worst type of men. Because, like, really misogynistic, shitty incel like men, they like a woman that doesn't have any opinions. I think that she also plays into how
women are better when they're silent. You should beat them more. However, I will give Casey Sean something though. She's got a kind of like an ASMR voice. If she once again put on some makeup and try to take care of herself, because she looks like she needs a shower. I covered her up again because, you know, I figure the anime woman is probably better. But like, she looks like she needs a shower. So if she did actually hide behind like a VTuber or PNG, whatever the case is, her voice would be a lot better. She went to like ASMR content instead.
a lot of incels will fetishize Asian women. Her whole platform is just like appealing to like the worst fucking men. She's like basically like she's like a pick-me for like incel freaks.
So this fucking pick-me shit, dude, it's gonna be the death of me. Before making this video, I watched a bunch of Emaru stuff, and I saw no signs of like pick-me behavior at all. At least with some streamers or some YouTubers. People could be like, oh, they criticize women, so they're trying to be like one of the good ones, and they're a pick-me. Like, okay, sure, like, that's retarded. We all know that's retarded. But at least I can like kind of see how is Emaru a pick-me? She doesn't even do that shit. Like, where is the pick-me thing coming from?
I'm a pick-me. I'm a pick-me. I criticize women all the time. I fucking hate women. I'm a woman myself, and I hate myself. I am a pick-me, and I don't really give a shit. Suck my cock.
No, really though, what makes her a pick-me and not the booby streamer or OnlyFans models calling her a pick-me? You are literally selling your body for men to consume. If men do not pick pictures of your ass, you can't pay rent. There's no bigger pick-me on earth than a fucking porn star. And me. I don't care about being called a pick-me. I've been doing this for over a decade now. I'm used to it. I've been called it thousands of times. I am a 35-year-old married mother. I do not give a shit. I do care, however, when other women are called pick-me for the crime of not following a hive mind. I see it so often in like the VTuber community. Like all these VTuber anime women will be called pick-me's for just saying their opinions. You have to understand, like, to these people, whenever a woman has like an opinion that is not like the corporate HR approved opinion of the week, whenever a woman doesn't toe the line of the current thing, in this case, whenever a woman doesn't say anything, she's called a pick-me. You know, she just must have these opinions for men. No other reason. Every woman is secretly a big, progressive feminist. And if they're not, they're just doing it for male attention. Because I'm sure someone who looks like this
I mean, there's a reason why women can't be based. Because at the end of the day, they do advocate for things that benefit themselves because that's how women work. They don't really care too much about society. They only care about what benefits them to prolong whatever power influence they have against men. In a feminist case, it's about, government control and being able to manipulate and just completely ball crush men. Even though that makes them unhappy in the long run. They're fucking narcissistic, sadistic assholes because they don't actually have children. And so therefore it gets, and between birth control and SSRIs and everything else, cocktail of drugs that are and everything else, it turns them into mental freaks. So there's a slight argument there. A slight argument there. Also, yeah, women just follow. So that helps. That helps. Um, and I'm no different. I don't think women should have responsibility or accountability because they can't take responsibility or accountability. But as a woman, obviously that benefits me because then if a man does everything for me, then I don't have to worry about anything, right? It's a win-win-win all around. Now I genuinely believe that that's how women actually fucking work. Because I'm looking at all these women and I'm realizing, man, they dodge accountability like a fucking black father playing child support here. Like, it's actually insane. And go back looking in history, it's roughly the same situation to a lesser degree, but there's a reason why they weren't fighting in wars, or being involved in politics, or really doing anything like super hardcore, other than taking care of the fields and the family. So, yeah. But still.
Is really starving for male attention.
And then in my opinion, it's like she's not entertaining whatsoever. She's like, I would literally rather watch paint dry.
So true, because you know what is far more entertaining than a cute, high-energy cosplay streamer reacting to memes? This is way more entertaining. And if you don't agree, you're just like an incel. Okay, bitch. Eventually, after a few days of being dogpiled by the most annoying people on Earth, Emaru came out with a statement.
Hello, it's very rare I will speak my mind, but I'd rather get my thoughts out there, so apologies if this is long. There's a clip from my stream that's been circulating a lot, so I'd like to explain it for anyone who was hurt or shocked by it. It should go without saying that no one deserves to live their life in fear of being killed or taken away from their homes or families, regardless of who is doing it, but especially not because of ICE or any other government agency. I understand the world is a very cruel and messed up place. You don't have to study politics or actively read the news to know that. I would never want to invalidate anyone who struggles with those things, and an agency causing fear and suffering deserves zero support. To me, that's not even political, it's basic human empathy.
Now, I thought that statement was perfectly fine. My issue with it is, she didn't have to make it. She was basically forced to come out and say her opinion. So did these freaks finally back off once Emaru made her opinion about ICE?
I don't remember the full statement. I know it was longer than whatever Shu had up there because it was a really long fucking statement there. I actually didn't agree with like half her statement because she not only did she bend the knee, but she also basically said fuck ICE and all that fun stuff. So she bent the knee, said what they said, and made also horrible opinions in the process. So not only did she, whatever respect it did have for her, lost because of the whole giving blood in the water, but also her opinions were dog shit. She was much more likable when she didn't have opinions.
Clear? No. Of course not.
Nazi response. TLDR, go f yourself and your PR apology. And there it is. Of fucking course she's another dumb c***. Girl, we are not as dumb as you look. You're still a racist chud, but continue to enjoy the money you get from your incel audience because they're disgusting, just like you. All I hear is, I support Israel and my name is Emaru. Wait, what? Where the f did Israel come from? What? I don't like to talk about politics equals I'm a Nazi and I'm ashamed of my opinions. Everyone knows what's up. She's a fascist in disguise and is squirming. Emaru, you are garbage Nazi-loving c***. You got orange around your mouth. Say F you, Asmongold. If you're neutral, if you're neutral, you might as well say you're MAGA. Stand for something, ho. That's what Trump wants, for everyone to be quiet about it. The idea—
So, not to agree with the left here, especially with such a stupid tweet like that. But technically, with their stance being everything's political, and with their stance meaning that if you're not actually actively supporting us, then you're against us. Technically, being neutral is a political stance these days. Do I personally agree with that? Not really. If it had my world, being neutral would be neutral, and that means you just don't have a specific political stance and you're apolitical. But by not bending the knee, by not actually toeing with what the left says, you're going against what they want, which means you don't actually agree with them. And that pisses them off. Hence why even after this apology, though she kind of did make a kind of dumb apology, with her whole thinking that she didn't even realize that they were talking about ice, that she's talking about like ice cubes or something like that. Whatever dumb situation that was. Like that's why they're not happy with her, because she already made her stance on neutrality. She should have just continued with it, because being neutral means you're already against them.
Of get off the internet is so fucking ignorant. This dumb cunt needs to shut her fucking mouth. Thank God her downfall is happening. I've been hating on her since day one and knew something was off about her. Not a good statement. She implicitly disavowed ICE, but not so much the actual Trump admin.
Yeah, you disavowed ICE, but what about the whole Trump administration? They're like literally the mouse from If You Give a Mouse a Cookie. I was like reading that book to my toddler the other day and I was like, oh my god, this is literally Twitter. You cannot give them an inch, dude.
Of course are incel fans swooping in to protect the poor little 28-year-old.
Ah yes, incels. Known for defending women online. What? What the f does the word incel even mean anymore? Does it just mean man now? It just means man. Man I do not like.
I had no idea this was a thing until yesterday. How come no one told me Emaru low-key a femcel?
Femcel! Emaru's a femcel! Oh my f- Do people just not know what words mean anymore?
No.
How are they coming to these conclusions?
I mean, have you looked at her? I mean, look at her. Look at her. Just look at her. Look at her.
Yeah, sorry, I don't see it. I think you guys just might be mentally ill.
We need to do something about these male-centered women.
Okay, first of all, nothing is more male-centered than centering your life around hating men. Men just live rent-free in your fucking head. Take it up with God, go to therapy, do literally anything else than make it our problem.
Fuck her, and especially fuck her bestie Asmongold. I hope they get kirked.
There we
30-year-old
go.
woman too scared to say fuck ICE to keep her incel audience happy. Let's hope she gets abused again. Couldn't happen to a better person. Next time this cunt is assaulted, I'm gonna laugh and laugh. Fuck her and fuck ICE and fuck you if you support this cunt.
Once again, they want you dead. I keep on saying this. I keep on fucking saying this. I've been saying this for months now. Even before Charlie Kirk got assassinated. Like, they just want you dead. If you disagree with them, they want you dead. They'll cheer on their death, dance on your grave. If you disagree with them, you're the enemy, and therefore you must be absolutely deleted from the face of existence. And so, therefore, Emaru should die. Therefore, you should die. Therefore, a random fucking Twitter anon should also die. They literally don't fucking care, because they just want to win. They only care about power and having complete control. And if you go against them, you should die.
Emaru deserved what Miskiff did to her. Fuck Emaru for supporting ICE. I genuinely hope this bitch gets oh, okay. I reported that one.
Wait, what was this one?
ICE. I genuinely hope
this bitch gets, rapes at our next meetup. I might hate these apolitical uwu women more than actual Nazis at this point. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. I mean, all of them are bad. In my opinion, reporting all of them would probably be the best bet. But yeah, that's pretty bad.
this bitch gets oh, okay. I reported that one. Holy shit. What is wrong with these people?
See, you don't understand. I'm good guy, which makes it okay for me to say f***ed up things about bad guy. You think saying that to someone is f***ed up? Well, you should be abused too, because you're probably also bad guy. It's called being on the right side of history, Chud. Look it up.
Nazis deserve death, and silence is compliance.
May I just remind the audience that this is what she said.
If you need a streamer who doesn't even know anything about politics to tell you about politics, you probably just need to get off the internet.
Ladies and gentlemen, a Nazi that deserves death.
What? After making her terrible statement full of lies, Emeru decided to follow right-wing grifter Shoe-on-Head. Of course Emeru is now following a fellow pathetic P.E.P.E. for being quiet about ICE. They both don't want to piss off their 100% right-wing gooner fanbase. For the record, my fan base is probably like 70% right-wing and 80% gooner. Okay, but for some reason, they didn't mind when I came out and harshly criticized ICE in my last video. Yes, some disagreed, but for the most part, they didn't care. As long as you aren't preaching from an ivory tower with no nuance, rhyme, or reason, people don't care. I'll say some shit.
I know, I'm actually curious. I don't think I looked at the comments. Did I look at the comments of the last Shoe-and-Head video? Because, like, I know I was pretty angry. And then I know you guys in chat were pretty angry too. And I saw some other like reactions more or less on it that were pretty unhappy. But at the end of the day, I don't hate her. Right? I think she was one of her worst opinions of all time. And it was disappointing and upsetting because for multiple different reasons, which I covered in that video. But I still don't hate her for it. I don't want her to die. I like Shoe. I've been a fan of Shoe since, oh, I don't know, 13, 14 years old, something along those lines, 15, I don't know, back in the Gamergate days, okay? Like she said in that video, apparently I'm going into the nursing home because of how long I've been watching her. Like, I still like her. It's not that hard to, like, you can like people with different opinions. You can be friends with people with different opinions. I know with the left making everything political, I know that because they are pretty violent and vile overall, it's hard, borderline impossible to actually be friends with them. Mostly because they stop being friends with you, and then they want you dead, like that. But I still subscribe to the belief that as long as a person's not completely insane, you can still be friends with them even if you have different political opinions. I know, fascinating concepts, but it's possible. And you can still like people even if you have different political opinions. It's still possible. They just have to be a little bit reasonable.
Like, we should decommodify housing. And the right-wingers in my audience are just like, okay, call me mommy. These people cannot fathom a universe where people just disagree. Oh, you're just scared. You don't want to upset your chud audience. I upset my chud audience every goddamn day. You're the ones terrified of your own fucking cult. God forbid you only agree with 99% of the hive mind approved opinions. God have mercy on your soul. I do not envy you. Once you bend the knee to these people, once you apologize or capitulate, it's over. These people don't actually want an apology. They want to humiliate you. They want to drag you down. At the end of the day, they have found a socially acceptable way to bully people. That's what this is. A lot of people in response to Emeru's statement were like, why did you apologize to the mob? You know, you bent the knee, you're a coward. And honestly, people don't realize how insane it can get. These people, the cult of the cry bully, they come in swarms, they get in your head, they prey on your empathy, they isolate you from your friends, they make you feel like a terrible person for having milquetoast normal ass opinions.
Oh, this is why women shouldn't be online. I say that as a woman online. I know, I mean, I'm like, this is like top tier hypocrisy coming from me today. It wasn't the original plan, but it's what's happening here. Well, like, seriously, like, I get they're fucking nasty. I have seen what they've done to some of my favorite creators, and they have come after me from time to time too. But you can just ignore them. You can just mute threads. You can turn off the phone. I know that's hard, especially when you're bigs like Imru and Shu, so maybe I don't have the full scope of this and my personal opinion. I know you have to get online the next day and continue creating content, and then you're gonna have people like raiding your stream and demanding this kind of stuff. But it's the internet. It's a vile, horrible place that has lots of fun and amazing things too. If you're going to be making content, you need to have thick skin. And if you need to take a few days off the internet, then you can just take a few days off the internet. It's possible. Like, if you have a regular ass job, it's super easy. If you're the top female streamer on Twitch, where you're making a shit ton of money, I'm sure she can probably afford a few days off. Like, it's there are different things that you can do to make your life better, to to make it easier to handle online discourse, especially when there is controversy. I get they're nasty. I get they're vile. They're horrible. But it's if they tell you they should die, you laugh at them. If you tell them that you should be raped, you laugh at them. Like the only time, and maybe I don't know. Let's once again, I'm not coming from the right perspective because I haven't fully dealt with it myself to the same extent. I've had them come into my life and on Twitter and say all these horrible things, but like I said, I just ignore them. The only time that ever affects me is when it's people on like my side, or specifically like you guys in the community that have any criticisms, because then I feel like I'm a failure, and then I'm disappointing you. But if it's just random leftists saying that you should die, who cares? They say that to everybody. You just turn off the phone. I don't know. Maybe I'm not being empathetic myself because I've seen this happen a million times over all these years. So I'm desensitized to it. But
or in this case, no opinion. And when you are someone who is not used to dealing with these types of people, or you are someone in like a vulnerable state of mind, it is very easy for these cult-like tactics to work. This shit works especially well with women in particular, not to be sexist, but it's just true. Honestly, now that I think about it, the only people who are immune to this are like autistic people. I swear to God, people on the spectrum are immune to the cry bully tactics. What happened is Emaru just saw like a shit ton of people who were mad at her, and she wanted to do the correct thing. Unfortunately, this is just gonna make it worse. And they're moving on to one of their favorite tactics.
The big question in everyone's mind is, well, are you still friends with Asmongold?
While it is appreciated that you are taking a stand and clarifying the clip, you do continue to be vague about how deep your associations with Asmon are. So hopefully you've cut ties with that hate-mongering Nazi troll Asmon, right? Glad you made this and owned up to it, but you're still friends with Asmongold, so it doesn't read as earnest. Almost a decent explanation, but the elephant in the room is that your friendship with Asmongold is holding this back from seeming sincere. Okay, now what about your best friend Asmongold? Denounce Asmon or I'm not taking this seriously. You're friends with Assmold.
see, this is what she meant earlier when she brought up when you give a mouse a cookie. Exact same situation here. Once you bend the knee, they keep on going after you. Just don't fucking bend the knee, because once they smell the blood, they're gonna start attacking you even more and demanding more and more reparations, demands, whatever their case is. In Emaru's case, since she's been around for so long, there's a laundry list of things they can go after her for the most mundane, stupid, different reasons here.
I'm assuming it's
But
always the Jews.
it's like who cares? This is why you have to ignore them. I think she would have known this. So she had literally so many people supporting her. I know she had a lot of leftists going after her ass and wanted her dead. But she had a lot of people supporting her and telling her not to bend the knee. She did nothing wrong. She did it anyways. So infuriating.
Assmold?
I'm pretty sure she's still friends with Asmongold.
Now, whatever you think of Asmongold, he is friends with Emaru. They are friends, even though they disagree with each other. Crazy, right?
I literally said, like, I don't agree with the things he says. Like, what do y'all want me to do? Like, fucking shoot him on stream?
Yes, that is what they want you to do. Yes. Around 2018,
literally.
I was facing nearly daily harassment for being friends with someone who was on the right. Hundreds of people were on my ass like every day. They were calling my job. They got emails of my family members. It was like non-stop. Now, this person was a good friend of mine, but in order to get all these people off my back, I did probably the cringiest thing ever, and I publicly disavowed her. Publicly disavowed a friend of mine over political differences. Now, for those of you who are new here, that sounds like something I would never do, but I did it. I bent the knee to a faceless mob of people who hate me. And in return, I received nothing. The harassment didn't stop, the hate didn't stop. Well, needless to say, karma is real, and the same thing happened to me years later. I was publicly disavowed by friends over political differences. This story ultimately does have a good ending. Me and my friend from 2018, we made up years ago, but looking back on all this in 2026 is extremely embarrassing. And if I knew what I knew now, I would have just told those people to go fuck themselves. But in the moment, it's—
In Shu's defense, to a certain degree, this was 2018. And this was still Well, Gamergate started in 2014, and she was around in the era. Things weren't as bad as it was it hit like 2020, 2021. That's when the height of the rabid mob of leftists online got to probably the most its tipping point, the extreme here. Um and so in 2018, that's when things were heightening up, right? Because like 2014 Gamergate, this one, this little all this shit started. Things weren't super bad. Then 2016 came around. Trump got into office. You know, the leftists lost their minds. There's constant, every single day, mainstream media going after Trump. With it, then there's the whole PewDiePie censorship that also happened roughly around this time period. YouTube started cracking down a lot more things. The culture war was in full swing at that point, where leftists had the institutions to control between 2016 and 2018, as things were heading into 2020, essentially. But not to defend Shu for what she did, because even back then, it was becoming obvious to not bend the knee. But it was still mid early to mid enough where I can kind of understand why she did so, because it wasn't as common. People were being doxxed, people were being milkshake, people were being punched in the street by Antifa, but that was all IRL stuff, not like online. And when you're being doxxed, well, I mean, she's always been showing her face, but like when your family members being doxxed and their lives being threatened, you do kind of panic in those cases, especially back in like 2018 when this wasn't as common. It was becoming a lot more common, but this was still roughly in the early to mid days, like I said. It's now 2026. Emmer, who's been around for ages now. We went through the whole 2020, the 2023 COVID scenario before Elon bought on Twitter. I feel like everybody should know that cancel culture is absolutely toxic waste of space, and leftists should be completely disregarded. Unless you're a leftist yourself. There's a difference. There's like almost a 10-year gap right there. That things have changed a lot. A lot of things have stayed the same. Especially if you like go back and like listen to some like old VODs of some of like the political content creators. Oh, some of the things they talk about are the exact same things we talk about today, and it's actually kind of terrifying that nothing has changed. But in a lot of ways, things have changed at the same time. This is one of them where you've learned your lesson here. So
incredibly stressful, and you just kind of want it all to stop, and you will do whatever you can to make it stop. So I understand why Emeru came out and made a statement. I just really hope she doesn't wind up disavowing friends over political differences like I did. It was a huge mistake, and it is not worth it, because you are going to find yourself surrounded by people who see you as a temporary ally and not a real friend. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a never apologize person. You should apologize if you actually do something wrong, if you actually wronged someone, but you shouldn't apologize to like a nebulous, faceless mob of people while facing down a barrel of a gun.
There is nothing that she could say and no amount of money she could donate that could convince me she's not a soulless ghoul like all the men she's happily surrounded herself with for years.
There is nothing you can ever do to please these people, so why bother? They will not be happy until you kill yourself, and even then they will dance on your grave. And I know, like, with everything going on right now, like, is this really a video about cancel culture in 2026? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. First of all, you should expect that. You clicked on a shoe on a head video. But second of all, yeah, I feel like this is kind of important to talk about. I feel like this type of thing is part of the reason we are where we are right now. This type of...
It is also the fact that it's still happening in 2026. And Emma still bent the knee. I feel like that's the important factor. She's been around on the internet for such a long time. She's lived through the whole... I'm assuming... I don't know how long she's been around, because I don't pay attention to Twitch slots, like I said. But I'm assuming she was at least moderately to mildly paying attention to 2020, 2023, and saw how bad cancel culture was at that time period. I know how they just go after blood like that. And now it's been, 3 years later since things have sort of calmed down, and she's still doing it. I feel like that's important, because there's still... why are you still doing this in 26? Like, you should have learned your lesson. And it's a good lesson for other people to still not do it after all. And to kind of make examples... okay, not to make examples out of them, but to use them as examples for why you shouldn't do it, because it's still in 2026, it's the same tactics. You're still bending the knee, and you still get nothing in return all other than making a fool out of yourself, and now you lost the support that you did have, because a lot of people were telling her, don't bend the knee, did nothing wrong, you said nothing wrong. And now she's lost that support by bending the knee, and she doesn't even gain favor with the leftists after all, and it's 2026. Also, the fact that I've noticed recently that there's been a lot of cancellations in 2026. So obviously this whole Emeru situation that we're talking about here. And like I said, I don't usually touch VTuber related things, because that's a fucking snake pit right there. But it does go into the realm of political, so I'll make an exception for it. But like Rev says Desu and Straub, his wife, had a partnership with Advanced GG, was an energy drink company. And they got dropped a few weeks ago because they were supporting ICE, and a bunch of leftist VTubers were canceling their sponsorships because they were sponsored with Advanced GG as well, which is retarded because they're literally the biggest ones that are supporting Advanced GG. Like, Gamer Subs is more popular than Advanced GG. The only ones keeping it alive were Rev and Straub. And then they dropped them, and now Advanced GG's in the fucking gutter. They're not going to survive like another year or two, more than likely, because of this. And it's like, why are we doing this in 2026 again? You should know better. They've been with you for such a long time. Like, come on. What are we doing here, folks? This is VTuber drama. This is like, what? Okay. And then there's the thing with Makeshift with Celestium. Oh, and you know, her plushie got funded completely, really quickly too, by her own supporters. And then Makeshift's like, yeah, nope, never mind, we're not gonna bother with your plushie because you support ICE and you're Christian. Okay, the fuck's wrong with you? And then in non-VTuber related things, Southwest also fired a lady for supporting Trump and ICE and posting that on Twitter, and leftists went after them too. And it's like all three companies, even though two of them are related to VTuber drama, they're still companies that still make money, that still make profits, that still essentially fired, more or less, or completely gotten rid of and rejected profits that they would have made probably a ton of. At least in Advanced GG and Makeshift's case, but even with Southwest, for political opinions, for being on the right. And then the Emeru cancellation. This all has happened within like a month time period. All four of these events have occurred. The woke is not dead. I mean, Super Bowl's a good example of this too, where woke's not dead either. The left still has complete control of these institutions. They still, because they are so violent and so vile, they still put fear into the hearts of these companies, either because they're true believers, like I think Southwest is a true believer, also Makeshift as well, where they fully support the leftist cause because of DEI and ESG. Or they're actually scared of the mob, like Advanced GG, which was fucking retarded. Rob and Straub were literally things keeping them afloat. Oh my god, that too. Ugh. Anyways, sorry. Pissed me off. I know I don't talk about these situations, but I do have opinions on these kind of things from time to time. And it's like, okay, can we move on? Trump's the president. I have some criticisms of him, and hopefully I'll get into one of my criticisms today if we have time. But still, come on.
Stuff drives people away from the left, and more importantly than that, it's just evil. I saw some leftists covering Emeru being cancelled, and they were like, the cultural shift is here. Woke 2.0, we don't play around, we're mean now. Woke 2.0? Because Woke 1.0 worked out so well for you guys in the country, right? You're supposed to learn from your mistakes, not double down and get worse. I don't know how you can look at the last 10 years and be like, we have got to get more annoying. Like, what are you doing? Attacking normie streamers for not wanting to be involved in political discourse? Also, I feel like this goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. I'm not smearing, like, the left as a whole, okay? This isn't fucking Fox News. This isn't the Nuxanor channel. I'm well aware there are plenty of left-wing people, especially in my audience, who feel the same way I do. I'm talking about a certain faction of the mostly online left. I was about to say,
No. I'm sorry, Shu. I get where you're coming from in here, because obviously there's exceptions to every rules, right? But when 99.9% of it is shit, I'm not going to eat the 0.1% that's chocolate. Okay? Like, I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm not gonna risk eating the shit just for the 0.1% that's chocolate. At this point, they all look the same to me. I'm like, I'm not sacrificing my country for all these good immigrants. I'm not gonna be sacrificing my kids because of the good gays and trans or women, right? Like, I'm not gonna send my kid to an all-black school and sacrifice them that way either. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to paint them all on the same brush because at this point, the vast majority are. I'm not gonna waste time making differences and exceptions because, well, there's no point when they have the most control. Like, I know she's basically saying the same thing about the whole, like, woke 2.0 thing and doesn't understand where they're coming from. Like, oh, it hasn't done them very well the past 10 years. Well, that's because, as much as I love Shu, and maybe she's sanitizing her videos because she is very normie safe, and I'm not, the left just cares about power. And they still very much actually have power themselves. Even if it is not even if it's still not the same online, they still have it everywhere else. You're seeing in TV shows, movies, video games still. I mean, there was the whole High Guard situation. This was really Concord 2.0. Overwatch was finally releasing like a sexy female character, but then the VA went fucking batshit insane. I guess she's always batshit insane, to be fair. And demanded that, she not be made for, male gays, and now they're gonna change her. And obviously all the cancellations that I already brought up. The left is very much still in control. Colleges, Congress, like, maybe the Trump administration is not far right enough in my personal opinion. Though at that point I'm more punching right in that case. So like there's still, they still have influence. It's still very apparent. Just because Twitter, X, is mostly dominated by the right, and a lot more people are becoming more right leaning, normies don't do anything. Like, at all. Their opinions don't matter at the end of the day. It matters when it comes to voting, and so you still need to appeal to them, and you still need to appeal to normies for a lot of things, for actually, pushing forward for different stuff. But at the end of the day, normies don't have the institutional control. Normies don't have the government control. And so, but, leftists do. And they're the problem.
It's like a loud minority, but I don't even think it's a minority anymore. I think it's like a majority. Like I feel like I'm one of the only ones like holding down the fort. Like me and Anna Kasparian. And every day I'm called a right-wing grifter for being like, hey, maybe we can focus on the issues that like actually affect the working class. Things that actually help people, not stupid fucking shit like going after e-girl cosplay streamers. Like, can we just get back to the fact that we are all being ruled by satanic billionaire pedophiles who may or may not be eating children, please? Thank you. In conclusion, Emeru did nothing wrong. People are tired of having politics shoved down their throat, and you don't need to speak about things you don't want to speak about. You don't have to do that. You don't have to say the line, actually. This is mass psychosis, rivaling on 2020. These people are trying to socially ostracize this woman for not putting like a black square on her Instagram. They're just mad at Emeru for not doing like the ice bucket challenge or some shit. Like that's basically what is happening here. If you are going to streamers for political information, you are cooked. If you are going to Shoe on Head for political information, you are deep fried.
And if you're going to Amalgamyte for political opinions, you are literally burning in hell and you're basically just glue. You're a lost cause.
That was that little video. If you liked my yapping, please subscribe. And if you can, donate to my Patreon down below. It really helps the channel out and I appreciate it so much. And I will see you guys very soon with a new video. Bye!
Okay, I'm gonna skip to the end. No! Where's it at?
Say it!
Okay, there it is. I was like, am I being cut black here? Where's the little outro thingy? Come on. Oh, thank you, Fuel Free, for the 500 warp tokens. Thank you. Thank you for that. I greatly appreciate it. I thank you, Eldritch Saga, for the $5 reduce. Thank you. You can't save the left. Best you can do is separate those who want to leave and move them to a safe place and give them a new start without influence. Yes. They must be completely crushed out. Like it's simply, once again, I'm gonna fucking beat this drum to the day I fucking die. But it's all about power. It really is all about power. At the end of the day, and the left has complete control. So the only way to do anything about them is just to completely get rid of them. Through legal means, obviously. I think you'll just suck it for the $2 reviews. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Notice she was blocking out their names. I know what you're trying to get with there. Like, she's trying to, like, defend them so they don't get harassed. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. Because these leftists feed off, of other people's opinions, right? They feed off of attention and feeling morally superior. And so, by putting them in the video and then blocking their names out, she is denying them the ability to be able to get off from being in a shoe video and gloating about it. Because that's what they want, right? They want to be noticed. They want that attention. And if people do start harassing them online, they can play victim and cry and be like, "Oh no, Shun has sent all her chud right-wing trolls after us. Ew, it's so disgusting here." And that's the best way to avoid it. Now, and it is important to remember, even though leftists are horrible people, don't go after them. Don't harass them online. At least I don't condone it. I disavow. Because even though I dislike them and I understand power, and sometimes you're gonna have to adopt the same tactics to get what we want as the right. Sending death threats and all that fun stuff is not conducive. It's a waste of time, and so don't do that. Don't touch the poo. That's bad. That's bad. So. Oh. Yeah. And thank you, Grotsky, for not Grotsky, sorry. Oh, my apologies for misgendering and mislabeling you. Hyperborean Nigel Farage. I'm not gonna say that part. Diddy Graper 148867. For the $10 dues. The only proper way to respond to these people, other than completely ignoring them, is to double down repeatedly and grift mass. Soft in is fine on Ko-Fi, don't worry. No, I am worrying, Pookie. Kill yourself, Grotsky. 5 nights at Epstein's fun. Okay, fine. I'll throw your $10 due to Epstein. And also, please get cancer. Get, like, ballsack cancer. Prostate cancer, please. You are disgusting. But yes, you're correct. Just keep on doubling down. Oh, and thank you, Kalergi, for the $5 dues. Thank you. Oh, sorry, not Kalergi. Once again, I'm mislabeling and misgendering again. I'm just a horrible person. Super Garthan Trudeau, Yapmaxxing anime shark girl Kalergi. These fucking names. God damn it, guys. Just put the fuck ice in the bag. They don't know what they're gonna be replacing them with. Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, if only they knew what the future entailed here. So... I'm gonna take a quick pee break real quick until 2 minutes, and then speaking of punching right, I'm gonna bash Trump because I'm kind of upsetty. I'm a little bit upsetty at him. So BRB. so while I was pissing, I decided not to punch right after all. But we can save the glyphosate thing for tomorrow's stream. Or, you know, I do want to talk about it, but I was like, wait. We're running out of time. And I did put this video on the thumbnail, and if I don't talk about it, then I feel like I'm false advertising. I do want to talk about this one too. So we'll do this topic instead, and I'll save the glyphosate for tomorrow, and then whatever else comes up the woodworks tomorrow. So, you know, that kind of deal. Oh, but thank you. I'll just talk it for the $5 way dues. Thank you. Good point. I don't know what that point was, but thank you. So this video went fucking viral on Twitter. Yesterday. Sorry, I don't know what time. I don't know what dates are and time exists here. But it's 2:30 in the morning, and a woman in the UK saw a migrant staring at her through her door. I like a migrant. I know it's the UK, so that's what they use. But it's brown, right? It's illegal or illegal because systems they have in place are retarded, and the legals basically are legals at this point. I just staring at her through the door. She called the police and they took him to the hospital to then release him. She asked what she should do if he comes again. The police said, "Call us." Don't actually arrest him. Don't actually do anything with him. Just, yeah, call us again. Hopefully you're not dead by the time we arrive.
Yeah, he's just knocking on the lounge, making really weird noises, and it's freaking us out. No, he's just
crazy.
He won't leave.
Just 2:30 in the morning. A brown staring through your door. Do you feel safe, chat? Like, man, if this happened to me, I'd just get my gun and shoot through the door and right through his eyes if he's gonna be like that. And he's not moving at all, right? He knows he's being recorded. He's looking straight at the phone. Maybe he doesn't know the police are being called on him, but he's still looking straight at the phone with that 60 fucking IQ, no thought behind his eyes, just looking through the door, just figuring out how to break in. Not a care in the fucking world. And just there.
Yeah, he's just knocking on the lounge, making really
Still
weird
looking,
noises, and
not moving, just observing, trying to figure out, I guess, how to break in, and who to rape, what to steal. Who knows what that thought process is going through those 15 seconds in his mind. Like, this is absolutely horrifying. Like, I don't even know what to describe this as, because this is through the screen, right? This is through like a video in a foreign country, a million miles across the sea. I can't fathom waking up at 2:30 in the morning to find somebody staring through the window of my door like this, with such a dead eyes. I would lose my fucking shit. Like, and this is normal now, because I've seen other videos in the UK where some woman and her child are walking to their house, their home, their apartment, and they're being followed by another brownoid and another foreigner, right? And she's there, and right when she gets to their house, she briskly starts walking and like throws her child into the door. And because she just got there, then the brown starts attacking her and throws her out into the sidewalk on the streets. And like the child has to like to shut the door real fast as he's trying to like break in and go after them. This is, you know, this is an old video from like a couple years ago in the UK. In the middle of the fucking day, where these brownoids are doing this. Because they're not migrants. They're not immigrants. They're not asylum seekers. They're not trying to find, you know, a war-torn country, trying to find a peaceful life. These are brown foreign invaders are being led in by their swarms. They're looting and pillaging Western countries by our own government's volition here. And so they come in at 2:30 in the morning and try to break in through your fucking door. And the thing is, it gets worse. It gets worse than just this, too. I mean, apparently here is the Ring doorbell camera of him, looking through the door. And apparently, afterwards, he attacked the NHA staff. So they took him to the hospital for some stupid reason instead of actually arresting him. I'm assuming they're trying to do like insanity or unwell charges because he's brown and they don't want to be racist. But he still managed to attack them. Actually trying to break into the fucking doorway. Also, they have a really nice yard. Not enough grass, but nice yard. Speaking Ooga Booga language, but the out to. Like, he's not even thinking. He's just trying to, like, break into the door. Doesn't he just, like, no lockpicking things, not a battering ram, nothing. Just throwing his full force of his body against the door. They really can't think 15 seconds ahead.
What's gonna hurt? Just help me, please, 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 I'm begging you. No.
Please, 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 what? Hold on, what is he saying?
This one's gonna hurt. Just help me, please, 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 I'm begging you.
I can't fully hear what he's saying there. Other than the please, 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 I'm begging you. For what? Well, this lady has no reason to allow him in at 2:30 in the goddamn morning. Was already trying to break into the door frame. Like, what? This one's gonna hurt. Please, 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 I'm begging you. Well, listen, I'm not very smart, okay? I'm not very smart. But I feel like I'm too high IQ to understand low IQ. Because that's actually a lot of problem that a lot of people in the West have, is where they can't fathom why brownoids do these type of deals, because they're like, well, that makes no logical sense. Why are you banging your head against the door? Why are you trying to actually not, like, figure out a better way to break in? Why are you doing this at 2:30 in the morning? Why are you begging them to allow them in? Like, a lot of this stuff doesn't make logical sense of what they're doing. And so it just seems, if you try to describe situations like this to your average white person, they're not going to believe you unless they see it themselves. And even then, they'll probably make some sort of excuse, like they're mentally unwell. When in reality, it's simply just how their world thinks. They really don't think. They can only think about 15 seconds ahead. But they're savages. They just loot and pillage and rape. They can't actually build anything themselves. They steal from others and tear things down. They don't think at all. They only do as they feel. Their prefrontal cortex doesn't basically exist at all. There's no logic or reason behind it other than they just want. And that's what they do. And that's it. Yeah. Bashes headed into the door, complains about hurting, and begs for help. Sounds about right. Thank you, Clerky, for the $5 reduce. Thank you. They will write children's books about him. The 3 a.m. monkey, first page expert. Well, who's at the door? Peekaboo is a 3 a.m. monkey. Come to say hello. I mean, kind of. I know you're joking, Clerky, but that probably would be a decent children's book, because a lot of our fairy tales in children's book are so watered down and sanitized to keep children safe in this weird little bubble and echo chamber where nothing can actually hurt them and nothing can be wrong. But when back in the day there actually were pretty horrible twists to these stories that they had because it's a way to teach children to be wary about the different dangers of life. And so yeah, we should actually get a children's book called The 3 AM Monkey. Oh, thank you, Crowder for the $2 reviews. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would send a slug between Beetlejuice's eyes. Yes. And though these things aren't human, not even halfway there, they need to be taken care of. Yeah, there's, I mean, mildly disavow. But at least people have lower IQ than like dolphins and pigs do. That's how dumb they fucking are. But it's also how violent they are as well. It's actually terrifying when you realize this. Thank you, Soul on the Lich, for the $10 reduce. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Feeling that safety right now, thanks to low IQ, bullheaded stranger, you're integrating as well as bananas and rice. Yes! It just... And this is the UK, so that they don't have guns. If they use a butter knife, they're gonna be arrested. And this guy just gets sent to the hospital, and then he attacks the staff, and he's let go, and is like, well, too bad. Apparently, this is what he looks like in the Ring camera where they actually took a picture of him. He just actually looks up and stares at the fucking camera here. Like this. Absolutely fucking horrifying. Just the face of a demon. I would... I don't know. Like, I become so desensitized to the internet. I'm just like... I just don't care. I just, like, I see that and I just shoot. I can't. I imagine seeing this and having no recourse other than calling the police, and all I do is just take him to the hospital and release him again. Even though he attacked the staff there. And there's millions of these people, if you want to call them people, in the UK, and millions in the US as well. Once again, for my American audience, I will beat this fucking drum over and over again till I'm blue in the face. We have a third world invasion in the United States as well. We are about 55% white, roughly. And also we have a lot of leftover blacks from slavery, but we keep importing even more in from these third world shitholes. Not just India, not just China, but throughout the entirety of the African continent. We have Nigerians here. We have Muslims, the Somalians here. We have all these people here in the United States, just in smaller enclaves scattered throughout the United States is a bigger area. It's a horrible situation. The UK is just smaller, and they're more helpless because they don't have guns. And so you don't, it's a lot more compact when this happens to them. But this happens on almost a daily basis in the United States too. But imagine being helpless and not having your gun. Just having this guy just staring like fucking Resident Evil zombie through your door frame. Not even caring he's being recorded, not even caring the police are being called on him. Still trying to break through the door, hurting himself, and begging to be allowed in. Meanwhile, he'll be more than happy to burn down that door of yours just to keep him warm for the night. Welcome to the United Kingdom. Welcome to the Western world in general. Absolutely fucking terrifying. To be fair, like over 30% of the US 9-1 population is Mexicans. They're not great either. Mexicans are obviously better than blacks and Indians. But they're rapists and thieves too. They're quite violent and they obviously run the drug cartels. They're not great whatsoever. They're just, they're just slightly better versions than these nuns here. Which is what makes Rupert Lowe actually making Restore Britain to official party very important here. Which is, it's sad because we're gonna have to deal with this for another 3 years. Because the election's not gonna be happening until 2029. So, and it's only the start of 2026. There's always going to be another 3 more years of these brown third world hordes staring into your door frame and trying to break into your house, looking like the demons that they are. You're still gonna hear more stories of migrants raping. I'm using the term migrant, but the brown whites raping and pillaging. More horrible things from the Muslim and Pakistani rape gangs that are occurring. Labor doing stupid shit. There's still gonna be another 3 more years of that awful fucking bullshit that's gonna be occurring. Well, at least in 3 years, there's a some sort of a chance here, because I do firmly believe that Restore Britain is the last bastion before the UK turns bloody. Like, if Restore Britain doesn't win in 2029, things are not going to be pretty. Hell, if things get significantly worse before 2029, things will probably get bloody before then too. I'm not exactly sure about this because Restore Britain seems like the really last chance and a breath of fresh air. A lot of people were relieved and very happy about this, so it has released some tension from the British right when it comes to these issues. But we're talking 3 more years of these creatures staring into your door, trying to figure out how to break in and rape you. But it is important that Rupert Lowe is at least advocating for this in the first place. Like, Restore Britain will put the safety and well-being of British women ahead of those third-world sex pests that Labour, Reform, and Conservative politicians are so warmly important into our communities. I want women to walk through their town centres on a Friday night after a few drinks without fear of getting harassed by some grabby miscreant who should never have been in Britain to begin with. I want women to feel comfortable walking alone in their own cities. Is that so radical? I think not. It's happening to all over our country, and no political party will discuss it. Restore Britain will. I get contacted by so many women who feel like aliens in their own towns, identified and intimidated. If you think this isn't happening on industrial scale, you're spectacularly deluded. And let's be clear, these men are in the country both illegally and legally. I don't care whether they arrived via Dover or Heathrow. If they harass, touch, or anyway sexually abuse British women, Restore Britain will send them home. Our feet even won't touch the ground. And yes, before anyone starts, of course there are British lowlifes. The proportion far less, of course, but sadly we're stuck with them. On the whole, the vast majority of British men treat women with great respect. Same cannot be said of Afghans or a variety of other migrants that have been shipped in. I don't know, chat. Do you think he's a respectable British bloke? Do you think he's gonna do no harm to the woman who's recording this video? And all he's doing is trying to break into the house and begging for help. He's just probably high off his mind. He probably just needs assistance. Ignore the fact that he was sent to the hospital and attacked the staff there. I don't know, he looks like an innocent creature to me. I don't know what he's talking about here. That's just the truth. We don't have to tolerate the foreign ones, and Restore Britain won't. We will deport them, and I mean that. Trust me. We import waves and waves of men from nationalities, cultures, and religions that treat women like pieces of shit on their shoe. Then some are surprised that when the medieval attitude spills onto our streets, I'm not. Medieval is too kind. In fact, our ancestors treated women with more respect than some of these perverts. Low is just going for the throat. Holy shit. Also, I need water. I'm not doing well here. Okay. Ah! Watering the throat. Restore Britain will only deal with the symptoms. We'll tackle the cause. We'll close off entire visa routes from countries that are proven to supply us degenerates, criminals, and illegals. We will just stop allowing them in. It's a choice and we will take it. Our Restore Britain government will do what needs to be done to protect British women. We will be abused, we will be insulted, we will be demonized. We do not care. There's not a serious political party that will do what is necessary to protect British women in their own countries. Restore Britain. Yes, by getting rid of the people who just show up at your doorstep at 2:30 in the morning. And because of what his stance on these different things, he's getting death threats as per usual. Thank God this is blurred actually, so I can actually show this on stream. But this is a tweet within a tweet within a tweet. But Rupert Lowe was responding to somebody saying that you just called Restore Britain neo-Nazi. That's a sort of rhetoric that got Charlie Kirk shot in the neck. You should be ashamed of yourself. It cuts off, but somebody quote tweeted it with a edit of Rupert Lowe being Charlie Kirk being shot in the neck. That's typical leftist fashion. As we saw from the show and had a video earlier about how violent the left can actually be. And no matter the country, they're still the same throughout the entirety of the Western world here. As a direct result of Reform Labor and Restore Britain as neo-Nazi on national television, this vile death threat was posted online. A picture of me getting shot in the neck just as Charlie Kirk was. I am furious. Labeling millions of Brits as Nazis has consequences. This is dangerous and foul rhetoric is putting my team and I at risk. I'm getting the police involved about this threat to my life. Reform and many others need to stop. Now, debate us on our ideas, our policies, our plan for Britain. Do not label us as neo-Nazis or racist because they're going to give some netter an idea. Quite obviously, this already happened. A journalist, Charlie Simpson, with close ties to Reform, reported that these cutting-hand Nazi lies about Restore are stray talking points from HQ itself. Reform and the rest need to urgently dial down the rhetoric about Restore Britain, endangering good and decent people. Yeah, I don't think Reform's going to calm down. I don't think anyone's going to calm down with the whole neo-Nazi rhetoric here. One, the left is going to keep on saying that regardless of the case. Like, without even Reform stepping in the fray, it was going to happen because the left labels anything remotely centrist. Center-left as right as neo-Nazi bullshit these days. So the fact that Restore Britain's talking about deporting all these brownoids that come in and harass and rape and loot, yeah, no, that's gonna make them neo-Nazis in their own mind, regardless of the case. Where it really sucks, not sucks, that's not the right language for this, that's too fucking, where it really is disgusting and vile, is where Reform is apparently coming straight from HQ, trying to make them neo-Nazis and racists, playing into the same game, that the left is doing, which is not that surprising because it's Reform, it's not a Farage. He doesn't like the fact he's got competition now. He just wants all of the fame. Doesn't even want the power. He just wants the fame, right? He doesn't actually want to have solutions on hand. He just wants the praise and the money to come in, and to be the, you know, establishment acceptable situation. Which you would think that, you know, after Reform and now the Farage being called Nazis and fascists for years and having death threats, he would understand. But no, he doesn't, because he is a soulless ghoul who only cares about himself and his own ego. And so he has to destroy Rupert Lowe as much as possible. So if they can feed into the neo-Nazi and fascist line and rile up even more leftists to go after Rupert Lowe, then hey, if Rupert Lowe gets assassinated, that's a win for Nigel Farage. What he doesn't realize is, and maybe this is my personal prediction, this is my opinion here, but if something does happen to Rupert Lowe and he does get assassinated like Charlie Kirk, I think there'll be a civil war. Not to sound like Beanie Man Tim Pool here, but if something happens to Rupert Lowe, the last good man, the last actual man standing within British politics that actually has sway here, because that's the thing about a lot of people don't realize, when they be like, oh, well, you're just posting online, oh, you're just streaming, oh, you're just tweeting, whatever the case is, right? People are doing that because they're too scared to be a leader themselves, but by pushing the narrative and keep on pressing forward, eventually somebody will rise to the ranks to be the leader. And in this case, in the UK, Rupert Lowe has risen to be the leader. It's taken a lot of time, a very, very, very long time, but Rupert Lowe has risen to the challenge and has taken the mantle. If something happens to him, the last good man standing here, I don't see it being a very peaceful conflict in the UK. I know they don't really have a bunch of guns there, but if the migrants, these brownoids, these fucking rapists can use machetes, well, I'm sure there's other ways for the British public can be able to get them too. Not that I disavow that. Obviously, violence bad. I'm not saying that's what I want to happen. I obviously don't want Rupert Lowe to be assassinated. But that's my personal prediction. If something does happen to him, it will turn bloody. Because he's the only thing really, he's the last chance. Restore Britain is the last chance for the Brits to actually vote their way out of this. They still have 3 more years of dealing with this before they can even get the power, and they're gonna have 4 years to try to reverse this, and it's not gonna be reversed within 4 years because of how much damage has been done over the past 3 decades. So if something happens to below, or Restore Britain doesn't win, it's show over. So that's my personal prediction myself. Nigel has constantly attacked, backstab everyone to the right to make himself the only option, yes. And that's exactly what he's doing with Rupert Lowe, because he's a horrible fucking piece of shit. Ugh. Okay, chat. I'm seeing some glowy shit in chat. Remember the 5th of November. Also the fact that I can't read it, so if you're gonna glow, please glow respectively. I know I don't have a proper glow emote, which I need to get someday, never. But still. Oh, there. See, there we go. Use the FBI emote. I know most of you guys have access to this. Also, people on Rumble specifically. So, while YouTube and Kick doesn't go, chats don't go to you, your chats do go to YouTube and Kick. So keep that in mind. You guys have been very spicy today. I haven't said anything, because I don't like being mean. But just keep that in mind, please. Whenever you say spicy shit. I don't, if I had my chance, if I had my belief, right? Like, if I had my choice, I would let you say whatever the fuck you want to say, because I'm borderline a free speech absolutist with 3 exceptions here. But, especially with what we're talking about, I have many glowy things that I would love to say about a situation like this. Many things, actually, that I would describe in vivid detail if I got the chance, but alas, that is not the case. So, have you forgotten your dad and his girlfriend nearby? Well, when I went out to pee, I didn't see them, so I don't know where they went. I'm assuming they probably got dinner or something like that. So, which makes me feel a little bit better. Fucking hell. Goddamn. I'm sorry, chat. Don't mean to corral, but still. We live in a Amalgamyte world. We can use as many slurs as we like. Oh, 100%. Dude, I say the N-word all the time. I glow. I don't even glow. I fed post on occasion. I am the honeypot. I am the Mossad agent after all, okay? I am the sun. But I do have limitations. I had to put UV ratings on the streams just to be on the safe side. Okay, so there's a difference there. Oh, fucking hell. Most things aren't banned in Rumble, but some words can pass through, so Rumble only streams is alright, but try not to glow too much. Yes, thank you, Blue. Thank you, Blue, for stating that. That is very much true. That's why I do like to do Rumble only streams once a month, roughly. Because that it does allow the pressure off, right? Where you can build your N tower, say the N words, whatever you want, glow. Pet post as much as you want, whatever the case is. But, that's once a month deal. And we had that recently with Relooted. So, we gotta wait till March. So speaking of a once a month thing, there will be the members only stream on Sunday for the YouTube bros and people who have the Discord benefits as well. So that's speaking of a once a month thing, that's be happening on Sunday at 4 p.m. EST. So if you have your Coop Strongest Soldier or higher on YouTube, you can join on there, and I'll try to make something more like community effort that we can all play together. So and also speaking of March, I need to bring this up because I keep on forgetting. But there'll be about a week and a half where I'll be gone in March. So FYI, I keep on forgetting about it, and then I'm like, wait, I have to get prepared for that. I should probably let chat know, and then I forget because I get into like chatting mode and yapping, talking about the various subjects at hand. And it's like, wait, I'll be gone for a week and a half in March. So the once a month Rumble stream and members only thing, I'm gonna see how that works. They might be like at the very end of the month or something like that. So yeah. I'm sorry, chat, I'm abandoning you for a week and a half. Don't worry, there's plenty of other e-thoughts to keep you company. So you won't get lonely. No Amal, then no! Yes, no Amal. This will be my first real long vacation in years at this point. I've taken a couple days off here and there as mini breaks to kind of like get off the offline, right? But this is actually going to be my first real vacation in quite a few years now that I think about it. So I'm kind of excited actually. Got a little family vacation. Yeah. Finally, no Amal. She's finally gonna be gone. Said finally twice in the same sentence. Congratulations. But yes. Good riddance. Good riddance here. Amal gonna be back in the kitchen for all this time? No. I'm not. My dad and his girlfriend are becoming dad and not girlfriend. So, that's kind of exciting. But actually, I just realized as I'm reading chat, I missed some super chats. My bad. My bad here. Thank you, Sexion, for the 500 warp tokens earlier. Thank you. La Creatura. Yes, I am La Creatura. Here, the La Creatura is gonna abandon you, and Dream's gonna take over the channel. You're correct here. Oh, did I miss anything else? I was getting bad at being with super chats again. I feel like I think we're good here. Amal's making her yearly pilgrimage to the Mecca. Yeah, I'm not Sneeko here. I'm not trying to be a fake Muslim. Stepmamal. Yes. I mean, she's a nice lady. She's a nice lady. I know my wait, I don't think they're in the house anymore. I think I can say this. I don't think they're home. You know what? I'll save that for a different stream. Just to be on the safe side in case they are home after all. The last thing I need to do is be a rat. I don't need to be a rat. So whisper it? No, I'm not gonna whisper it. We'll say I'll probably bring it up that, you know, I'll bring up the fact that I'll be gone for about a week and a half. As it gets closer again. Because like I said, I keep on fucking forgetting that this is happening. I was like, wait, I'll be gone for a long time. I should probably say something sooner than later. Yeah, when that comes up, then and when they're not home, maybe I'll leak the DMs. You know, I'll be the rat, but I'm not gonna do this. So, anyways, speaking of family and ratting and being a piece of shit, I'm gonna let you guys go tonight. I gotta send you guys off. For YouTube bros, I'm sending it over to Kibbs, the Big Green Bunch. He is not political, so do not bring up politics into his chat. That is very, very gay. Not be gay. We don't like the gays here. Get deported. And those, okay? And then for Kick Bros, I'm sending over to Kirsha. She is political, but remember to actually follow her rules. Don't glow and stay on topic. Don't be gay in those regards over there. That's very, very lame. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 7:45 p.m. ES for whatever we discussed. Then probably the glyphosate, 'cause I do want to talk about this. But then whatever else pops up on the next day. So thank you for all your Slubby Bubby Zoes and Big Boy Spankings. You guys were extremely generous today. Get a hold of yourselves. Come on, chat. You're better than this. But thank you at the same time. And I hope you have a good night. Why? Bye, 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 bye. What?
I mean, hey, if Pac-Man affected us as kids, we'd all be munching magic pills and listening to repetitive electronic music, am I right?